fuel and lubricant needs with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardlock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Join us for the Ovarian Cancer Canada Walk of Hope on Sunday, September 7th at Miller High School on College Avenue. Grab a friend or join a team and take a walk. Fundraising supports vital research for better treatments and ultimately a cure. If you have ovaries, you're at risk. It's important to know the signs and symptoms of this too often fatal cancer. Register today for the September 7th Ovarian Cancer Canada Walk of Hope in Regina at ovariancancerwalkofhope.ca.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products, proudly serving Saskatchewan for over 70 years. Visit rnpchevrolet.com today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. This is something different for me because I usually don't do Wednesdays. Usually it's Maz, but I'm here today. We got Colson in the pocket riding shotgun. Curtis is floating around as well. I think a lot of you know who the co-host is today. It's going to be a fun show. First off, let's get to some housekeeping duties. Regina Motor Products is the sponsor. How about the early tire swap that's on right now? Save $10 or $20, depends if you got rims on or off. RMP early tire swap, book now. It's till October 31st. So we want to get those tires on early. Maybe a little hot for the winter tires today. But RMP is your go-to place. All of our guests will join us via the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings, and all the Greek favorites you love. We'll be there tonight checking out that. You want to engage? You want to take part? Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street. They can rent you anything from a spade to a front-end loader and deliver it as well. Arash Madani. He's with us every Tuesday and Thursday for the most part. He's in town. The Royal Regina Golf Course has him and Bruce Boudreau doing their show there tomorrow. So he said, why don't I come in and co-host on Wednesday? You made it. You're here. Flight was delayed.
But we're here. We're here. I was just telling the boys, I've been doing this show so many years, as you know. This is my first time in this studio. I felt like I just stepped onto Air Force One for the first time, wow, I've always seen it on TV, and now I get the opportunity. Curtis and Colson and Barney and the studio. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this studio is about, Colson, what is it, about a year and a half old. We used to be down in the bunker here, then they made this. Everybody thinks it's actually, it is really cool. If you don't know what we're talking about, you can follow along on YouTube and watch it through sportscage.com. Of course, all the apps, and then most of you are tuning in on 620 CKRM. It's harvest season right now.
Okay.
When you were flying in, did you see any combines? But they're going. The women and the men that are harvesting, nothing stops. When it's harvest time, you just go, not even rider games. That's why CKRM comes in handy. It's go, 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 go. But when you're flying in, it's all you see is farmland.
It looks like all of Canada got no rain this summer. And that's what I noticed. I'm like, man, I was just in Nova Scotia a week or two ago, and then in Toronto yesterday. It's been super dry, but that's the biggest thing I noticed. But here's the other thing I noticed is, well, I haven't noticed yet, sorry. I'm looking for this Bomber billboard. Where is it? Where have they infiltrated into?
936-6262. We think we got word there's one on Victoria Ave, and then there is one on Leuven as well. I think there might be a couple more. What is it? Friends don't let friends wear green?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more. Be a little bit. What are the riders? Be more cheeky. Be more in your push the envelope.
So I say to you, Barney, on Tuesday morning in downtown Winnipeg, you get to return the favor. Mm-hmm. You get to return serve. What's your billboard saying on the corner of Portage and Main?
I don't want to get fired.
Right.
Today. I've already missed my tea times, so today's not a good day.
All right.
It would really push the envelope. Let me think on that one a bit if I can have anything politically correct that I would come up with. But no, it's fun. And the other thing, you know what? The other thing, Arash, while you're here, that I think it's overplayed. I don't like it a lot.
Okay.
It's when a mayor versus a mayor, and you got to wear the other team's jersey.
It's so bad.
Like, do something
So hokey.
How about a
What would you
pie
do?
in the face?
Oh, there we go.
A slap with a leather glove of some sort. I know that's.
I thought you didn't want to get fired.
It's not me.
I like the pie in the face, the dunk tank. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be more. Don't do the jersey thing anymore. And I don't think Regina and Winnipeg are doing anything coming up to the Labor Day Classic, which is Sunday. The weather looks perfect. It's sold out. You've been to a few. You told the story again yesterday with Maz, which I absolutely love.
It's my favorite.
Who was the player?
Charles Roberts.
Charles Roberts. All-timer. If you didn't, you got to go back and listen.
Hall of Famer.
You got to go back and listen in podcast form if you want to listen to that one. But I was talking to someone today about the Labor Day game.
Mm-hmm.
That's never been. Liam Pugh, that's who it was, who we're going to have on the show. I recorded it earlier. Third round pick for the Regina Pats. Exceptional status this year with Maddox Schultz. I said, it's going to third overall, yeah. If you're ever going to go to a college football game, and I'm sure you will at some point, the Labor Day Classic in Regina, I feel, is as close to a college atmosphere as you can get.
I agree with you, and I've been to a bunch of college games, but also, Barney, and I don't want to be too hokey or too over the top with this. It's honestly a piece of Canadiana that I think you just have to experience, even if you're not a sports fan. I tell people all the time, Labor Day weekend in Regina is a cultural experience. You go to the shopping mall, everyone's in green. Like, I remember distinctly on the first Labor Day weekend I came to, on the Saturday night, walking into a bar, and there's a dude with an empty Pilsner case over his head with the eyes cut out and the mouth cut out so he could breathe, and he walked around the bar the entire night with that over his head. There are people walking around with watermelons on their head. Like, you just don't see this anywhere. And you probably don't see it a lot of other times, but Labor Day you do.
You equated it to the Briar, and I thought that was good. The Briar
Sure.
Patch.
Yeah.
Canadiana.
Right.
Trying to think of other ones.
Like Canada Day in Ottawa. That's something you should probably do once. Go spend Saint Jean Baptiste weekend in Quebec City or something like that. Really get like a flavor of what the country's all about. And I would say that on the prairies, it's this weekend here.
What about Truro, Nova Scotia, or in and around that area? What would you direct people to?
I don't know what the weekend would be, a time would be, but the Halifax waterfront is awesome. Halifax is such an event town. I don't know if there's like a time on the calendar. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess if the World Juniors ever came there, it's going to be rocking and rolling, but...
Or another CFL game.
Yes.
Another CFL game. A lot of guests to get to. Lauren in Yorkton. He's saying you guys never engage in the text messages anyway. I don't know. I think I've seen a text message from Lauren before. But Lauren, send in whatever you want, buddy. We can engage with you. Gary in Winnipeg's at it. Colson, do we got our first guest? We're just moments away. We're going to have Zach Collaros, quarterback from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So many people are... My wife included, who you might meet tomorrow, she was like, oh, are you sure that's okay? Like, can you do that? And I'm like, it's Zach Collaros, quarterback from Winnipeg.
It's not Osama bin Laden, it's Zach Collaros.
I let you say, there was a number of other ones in my brain that I was going to go
come on, like it's Zach. He's a good dude. He's a Hall of Famer. He's coming to town to play a football game.
And then Maz was all worried about it yesterday. The text line's going to go nuts and all that. And I'm like, so? Right. It's okay.
You know.
I bet you there's people in the Rider office. They're going to be tuning in. They're going to listen.
Right.
It's great content thanks to you. by the way, for lining up. Do you know him well?
I know Zach a little bit. Shout out to Darren Cameron and the media relations team over at the Bombers. They were awesome. When I brought it up, they said, "Yeah, no problem," right away. In
hour 2, Paul LaPolice is going to join us, who we've talked to on the show before. Talked CFL. He had quite the adventure last week. The planes, trains, and automobiles. He was going a little bit everywhere. But flag football coach. I love talking flag football. You know that.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to talk to him.
Yes, and already the road to LA 2028 is underway. They're headed to Panama next month for the Continental Championship, so we can talk to Lapo about that.
Liam Pugh, pre-recorded. That's going to be in hour 2 as well. And then Bruce Boudreau, who's in town because Arash and Bruce are at the Royal Regina yesterday. He's going to come into studio at 5:10-ish. So there you go. There's the rundown of the show today for Regina Motor Products. We're going out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. Can't wait for tonight. There he is, joining us on the show, Zach Collaros. Zach, I don't know. Everyone was all worried that I was bringing you on the show, and I'm like, seems like a pretty good dude. Thanks for making some time today.
Oh, I appreciate it. I wish I could be a bit more controversial to really, make it worth everybody's while. But
Week 0, Zach, Texas, Ohio State. Who do you like?
Ooh.
Let's get to the real meat of the matter here.
That's gonna be a tough one. I mean, if the Archie Manning is it Archie? If that hype train is real, I don't know. Is it at Ohio Stadium?
Mm-hmm. It's in Ohio State. Yeah,
it's hard to go against the Buckeyes at Ohio State. I mean, they got a $20 million salary cap. I know Texas does too, so that should be a fun one, right? 1 and 2, but. Yeah, you got at the shoe. You got to go Buckeyes, I think.
There's the Ohio guy, just always going to go with,
At the shoe, man. Come on.
Sure.
Right after a national championship, Ryan Day's going to have them boys ready to go.
And ready to rock.
This might be annoying, but in the last 24 hours, how many questions have you had about the engagement yesterday? My daughter is like, oh my God, you're going to talk to him, the roommate. Pretty good odds that you're going to be going to the wedding. What are the odds if we were betting on this that you'd be standing up in that wedding, though?
Oh, I don't know about any of that. Who knows? But we've heard. It was funny yesterday because I didn't know either. And Darren Cameron walks up to me. He's like, "You're probably gonna get some questions asked you about this today," and I didn't. And again, we're in an atmosphere here. It was funny. I was talking to some of my friends on the way in this morning, who are in fields as well that don't really care about that relationship.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I didn't have many questions, but it was funny because my wife was like, "Did you know?" And like in a group chat with some other people, and I was like, "Yeah, I had to sign an NDA." So I couldn't tell you. And then immediately outside of the group chat, she was like, "Are you serious right now?" I'm like, no, I didn't.
So what do you get Travis for his wedding? Like the dude who's got all these endorsements and all this cake. Like, what do you even get him, Zach?
Oh shoot, probably a Colt 45
for old time's sake,
chicken,
right?
For old time's sake, and bring back I don't even know what it was at the time, PlayStation 2, play some NBA 2K or something like that.
Sure,
that's it. Yeah, maybe go play some euchre in the basement. I don't know, just something like that.
Sounds like a pretty good bachelor party, actually.
Yeah,
all the Colt 45s.
I was expecting Madden though,
right?
NBA.
No, NBA 2K was our game. That or FIFA. Missed a lot of class in college playing FIFA.
Sure. So it's PlayStation, not N6. I was N64 in my era.
I never owned a game system. I always just would play whatever was there. Yeah, we had 7 people living in a house, so we had at least 5 of them in there. I was the guy who was unplugging the wireless connection when they were all playing like Modern Warfare, whatever that game is, and pissing everybody off. That was me. That was me. Yeah. Chase my house. Yeah.
Bleep happens.
Undefeated in the Labor Day game is how we understand it for Zach Clare. Is it better? Is it better playing?
No, I think we lost. I think right.
Because that's what Curtis was talking about, and I was like, I don't know.
We lost. Jake Dogala was playing quarterback. Shout out to my man Jake. He was here last year.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 2023, right?
Sounds about right.
Is it?
Yeah, it was a disappointing loss for sure.
But I gotta think for you a little bit better coming and playing in the game as a visitor just to kind of stick it to us.
Oh no, I mean, I just think playing on the road, and anytime you can get a win on the road is special anyways. It's just hard to win this league. It's Labor Day. Even if it wasn't Labor Day, I mean, I don't know how special of a weekend this is here in this country, and especially in the CFL. But just playing in Regina in general, like those fans bring it, like every single time. Whether it was when I was playing for Hamilton, I can remember being here early on in my career. Like I think when the new stadium first opened, and that was just an electric atmosphere. And then obviously, both sides get super hyped up for a Winnipeg and Saskatchewan matchup. So they're going to bring it. And again, when you win on the road, it's super sweet. So what's the word I'm looking for? If I was to tell you the truth, in 2019 when I was traded, that was really sweet winning that game in the West Final. Like personally for me, if I had a lie detector on and tried to lie to you about that, it would be tough. But outside of that, man, I really love coming back to the city. Even the Grey Cup that we played there, and unfortunately lost that game. Just being there, and again, I wasn't even practicing with my ankle situation, but like the team would be at practice, and then I would just kind of be in the pool or walking around, the downtown area, and just seeing all the people, because I live downtown too, seeing like just old familiar faces, going to the Italian Star Deli, going into the Diplomat, going to Memories, golf, like poking my head in here, saying hello to people was awesome. It just really, it's always really cool for me, again, because I have a history there. I was there not that long, but again, I liked being out and about in the city and saying hello, and people are so friendly there. So it's always really cool.
Somebody's not paying for Steak Diane this weekend at the Diplomat.
I was going to say, is Zach already auditioning for life after football? The CEO of Tourism Regina.
I'm taking the boys to Memories. I already called Thomas. I'd call Thomas at Memories. I got a bunch of us going there. I probably shouldn't say this. Please don't pester us while we're there, please.
There you go. So you mentioned 2019, Zach. Like obviously the Grey Cup wins are the Grey Cup wins, but what are some, like you've played so many games in so many different cities for a bunch of teams. What are some other like really memorable games that all these years later that may still stick with you?
Yeah, I mean, outside of playoff games and Labor Day games, to reiterate the point that I just made and to kind of add on to that, anytime you were moved on from a team, those ones are the sweetest.
Okay.
And like going back to, my days in Toronto, super early on in my career, didn't know, what was the boundary, what was the field, like all that stuff. But I can remember, like, they kept Ricky, which they should have. I would have too. And they're, and Scott and Jim Barker did me a solid, and they're like, hey, we're going to release you so you can, like, have your choice of where you want to go, because the draft was that year, right? And again, they did me a solid, but I swear to God, for like 3 years, every time we played the Argos, it was like personal, like personal. So that, and then obviously, and just anytime you get moved on, I don't think I got to play Hamilton that often. After I was moved on from there and playing Saskatchewan, I had, some injury issues that are well documented. But even like since I've been here in Sask, being able to, go back and beat Hamilton and beat, beat here in Winnipeg, go back and, beat Hamilton and beat Sask. And those are memorable ones for sure. But again, it's like, that's human nature.
That's the competitor. That's the competitor.
And you beat Hamilton in a Grey Cup. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
That's sweet. It's okay. You can say it.
Full disclosure. Yeah. Yeah. Once football's done, I think you really have a good talk about that.
Season's had some up and downs for you guys with injuries, like all the CFL teams for the most part. Where are the Bombers offensively from your lens?
I think we're getting better. Like you said, everybody deals with injuries. I think even Saskatchewan's dealt with a bunch, and they've done a really good job. Especially at that receiver spot. Just mixing guys in and out of there. That's a shout out to the staff out there, Mueller and Marquay and Trevor. I know gets those guys ready to go. We've had our troubles too from an injury standpoint, and guys have been shuffled around. But I think we're getting better. I said this earlier in the week to the media. I think we're getting better, trending in the right direction. Labor Day, from when I was back in, 2012, 2013, this was kind of like the halfway point. So, everybody always said, the season doesn't really start until now. But, we got to get moving. I think, we are in the right direction. We got to continue to build on that, right? And I think we have the right guys to do it. And hopefully, toward the end of the season, we get healthy at the right time.
Zach, you just turned 37. Who knows how many more of these are left for you? You're signed through the end of next year. Well, what at this stage of your career, like what matters most to you? What motivates you? Like as a quarterback, as a leader of a locker room, as a dude who's won some rings, what motivates you most at this stage when you're staring down the barrel of age 40 as a starting quarterback in professional football?
I mean, it's always winning, always. That's the biggest motivating thing for sure. But, outside of that, I think, doing this for as long as I've been able to do, which I'm really, fortunate for, the relationships, whether it's with, old friends in the locker room or new guys that we bring in, just making sure that I can be that person to help bring them along in understanding the offense, understanding, what we want the culture to be in the locker room. Selfishly, if their time in Winnipeg's ever brought up, like, Zach, the quarterback there, he really brought me along and was a great teammate. I'd rather be remembered for stuff like that as opposed to throwing 4 touchdowns, like all that kind of stuff, right? It's like, just continue to try to be the best teammate I can be, leader, however you want to, coin that term. Just be that person who guys can learn from, because this is a great game. I owe a lot of, what my life is like right now because of the CFL in this game. And I just want everybody to know how special it is. So just to continue to help bring guys along.
Drew Brown talked about that, Zach, when he was the number 3 guy in Winnipeg, just how much you kind of helped him. And now obviously he's over there in Ottawa and they're going through it. Do you still stay in touch with former teammates, especially dudes getting the keys to the franchise for the first time as a quarterback? Offer any advice or kind of pick-me-ups or anything like that?
I talk to Drew every day.
You do, huh?
And really, whether it's a pick-me-up or sharing an idea or, hey, what do you think about this team when you played them? Him and I have a great relationship, and I would credit him more than even myself. I kind of give all the guys who are brought in competing for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I kind of give them the same spiel every year. Like, this is the way that I do things. You can sit beside me every single day. This is what time I'm going to start, and I can teach you whatever you want to be, but I'm not going to chase you, kind of thing. And Drew, from day one, and it was during COVID, during the Zoom things, he was texting me, trying to get on Zooms, and then obviously when we were able to get together, was always right next to me in the building, and just like a sponge. So not surprised at the success that he's had. I know obviously they've lost some close ones, he's had a few injuries this season. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think he's going to be a special player in this league, and really it's just because of his mentality and his love for this game. And again, he was really an easy guy to bring along.
Back to kind of what Arash was talking about earlier, do you ever talk to your wife, how many more years, how long do you want to play, things like that? Because you look, Damon Allen won MOP at 42.
Yeah.
Burris won a jug at 41. You still got quite a few years from that in a lot of respect. And, 36, 37 isn't our dad's 36 and 37, right? Like, guys are playing longer and all that. Do you kind of...
I don't know if you can you see the grays on the screen right now?
Yes, we can, Zach. Yes, we can.
We talk about it. We talk about it more so for like, what are we going to do afterward? Mm-hmm. But we've had those talks for the last, it feels like 5-6 years. Again, if you go back to 19, I wasn't really sure if I was going to continue playing. It just kind of worked out that way. Not even from a health standpoint, just from a, am I going to have a job standpoint? It's always in the back of our head, and we talk about it. It's hard to talk about sometimes just because of the uncertainty that pro sports can bring, especially in the back of my head, not to make it about myself here, but it's like, be starting a new job at 37, 38, whatever that is. Like, that's scary to think about in and of itself, right? So that aspect of it is I think, more so what we focus on and kind of stress about. I still feel good. I feel like I can play. I love the game. But we just take it a day at a time. So,
what's it like facing Willie Jefferson in practice? That's got to be fun.
A pain in the butt, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can cuss on here, so a pain in the butt. I mean, just like every day, just put your hands down, man. Let us get some work in,
And he doesn't shut up, Zach. That's the other thing.
That's the other thing.
Man, Willie, when I first met Willie, I played against him a bunch, obviously, over the years, but then we were teammates in Sask, and I didn't really know what to think about him. And he was a little more quiet when we were in Sask, on the field was still himself, but more quiet in the locker room. But I can't tell you, like, the leader that he's become and that who he is for the organization and for our team. Just a special, special dude. Every day, the guy who's in front of the team, if it's a pep talk, just like something that needs to be communicated, it's Willie Jefferson, like every single day. And I've been in those roles before, and it's tiring, so it is. I mean, if you have to be that rah guy, every person, or the guy who's always speaking, it's not easy. He does it every single day. Obviously, he's a great dad, great husband. My kids love Uncle Willie, man, just love seeing him. He's like the chocolate milk guy, bringing all the kids in the locker room, handing out chocolate milk. So he's just a special, special guy. Obviously, he's a special talent, but I think if more people would and I'm sure everybody loves him. I'm sure everybody does, because he's just such a magnetic personality on TV. But he's just a special dude. It really is.
I think I know what you mean when you say it can get tiring being the rah guy. But in what ways is it?
It's why I think, being a head coach is even underrated. Like, you always have to deliver a message, every single day. Obviously, you don't have to do that from a rah standpoint. As the head coach, you can be, you can carry yourself in the way you want. But
Sure.
There's just times, and you've been around football enough. Like, every single day, you're breaking down a huddle. Like, whether it's after stretch, whether it's after practice. If the room needs a pick-me-up, if 9 a.m. meeting, somebody's late, like whatever it is, like Willie's just that guy for us. And again, like I think for myself, I'm a little more reserved, and as a quarterback, I got 7,000 other things kind of going through my head day to day. Like, Willie is that guy for us, and like Biggie, when he was here, was that guy for us too. So I don't know. I don't even know what I was trying to get at with that, but he's just a special guy in the locker room, and I think he takes a lot off of my shoulders, for sure, from the standpoint of just always having to be the person to deliver a message.
What's something the casual fan doesn't know about Mike O'Shea?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to put O'Shea's business out there like that. I don't really know.
So let's put your business out there.
O'Shea's a great dude. It's a true story. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard that.
So let's put your business out there, because you're willing to do this on your 37th birthday, August 27th. Happy birthday,
I know,
Mr.
and
Collaros.
I got like an hour left. I got to work. I got to get home. I know the kids may be the cake or something.
Yeah, what's going on tonight?
Here. My wife made spanakopita today. I'm fired up. But I said,
there we go.
Left, so let's go. Yeah.
Okay, so that's on the agenda, huh?
Yeah. For the night, yeah.
Right. It's not PS2. It's not cold.
My mom's in town, though.
Okay.
No, not anymore. My mom's in town, though. So bedtime tonight, I can actually get my work done and sit on the couch for 40 minutes. It's going to be nice, because my mom's going to be doing bedtime with the girls, so it should be all right.
What's the favorite Greek dish then?
Spanakopita, 100%.
Yeah, right on.
Pasticcio too, but we're wearing white this week, so I can't eat too much pasticcio.
You did the advanced plan. See, that's part of being a quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to have all the details down.
Zach, thanks so much for doing this. Sounds like you got a busy day. I really appreciate it. I know there's still a lot of fans of yours here in Regina. They'll be letting
I appreciate that.
They'll be letting you hear it on Sunday.
For sure. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Every stadium you go in, that's how it should be. And they do it right out there, for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. Continued success and health.
I appreciate it. Arash, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Good to see you, man. Happy birthday. All right.
Zach Collaros. You got a busy day.
Yeah.
Make some time for us.
Absolutely.
Today.
Very cool of him.
Yeah. I want to know, like Mike O'Shea, what is he? Is he a good ping pong player?
Does he have nails for breakfast? Because that's what he looks like some days,
Yeah.
What's he chewing on?
T-top Camaro guy.
Right.
Loud music. A bunch of texts came in. Obviously, a lot of them we can't read, and we're not going to ask Zach those questions. Why does Zach think Regina is better than Winnipeg? And
sure.
No, we're not going to get to those.
He has his dining locations down to a T, man.
We got a text on that as well.
Sure.
No free plugs. And then the other one was, what time are they going to?
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Right.
We don't know. And they might have to pivot on that. Text message on the Prairieland Rentals text line about the billboards. They're definitely one on Albert, just north of College Ave, across from Leopold's Tavern. So they put up quite a few. The Bombers did.
So it wasn't just one or two.
There's got to be at least 3 or 4 now that I'm seeing what all these come in, but
I ended up at Leopold's Tavern the night before the 2013 Grey Cup, and
plugs.
I went with a couple of the crew at Sportsnet when I was working for the network, and it's a bunch of Ontario guys, Toronto guys, and we're there. And we're just chatting when all of a sudden the entire bar erupts in green is the color. And here you have like 4 dudes from Ontario being like, where am I? What's going on? I'm like, guys, you have no idea what you're in store for tomorrow. So that's just always my memory of Leopold's when you bring it up.
Yeah, because there's green is the color on Rough Riders and Rider Pride. So they went with green is the color. So much more to get to. Arash Madani's with me until 5:40-ish. Bruce Boudreau is going to be in later. A whole lot more. It is a Sports Cage for Regina Motor Products on this Wednesday, streaming at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
Regina, get ready for some thunder. The Regina Thunder are charging into an electrifying 2025 season, and you can be on the roster, the fan roster. Come support our hometown heroes as they deliver bone-rattling hits, jaw-dropping plays, and the best local talent on the field. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the winning tradition. Feel the energy and live the excitement. Season tickets are on sale now at reginathunder.ca. Bring the thunder.
Did you know over 1.3 million homeowners call on Reliance for their water heater needs? With over 140,000 five-star online reviews and over 60 years experience, you could say Reliance Heath are water heater experts. Switch to Reliance Heath today. They'll give you $200 plus standard installation is included. For all your hot water needs,
Call on Reliance.
Visit waterheaterrentals.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, let's hit up Pump Jack's Cathedral.
Pump? You talking about my basketball shoes?
No, Pump Jack's Cathedral.
Who?
Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. They're open now. They've got a large selection of local draft and food and drink specials. Kids are allowed until 8. There's live entertainment every weekend.
Let's go. I'm pumped.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
So, since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it.
I don't even know.
That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
If you have a garage door that's running a little rough, you should really have Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists, come out and repair it. Or it may need to be replaced altogether. Yeah, just call Busy Bee Doors, the local experts who have been in the business for many, many years, because they can fix or replace any commercial or garage door.
Honey, calling Busy Bee.
Good idea.
Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
If it's happening in sports in Saskatchewan, we've got it covered on Sportscage. Be part of the show. Call 936-6262 or toll free 1-866-767-0620. On your radio at 620 CKRM and online at sportscage.com.
Welcome back. Arash Madani, my co-host today on this Wednesday edition for Regina Motor Products. We were just talking, and I got a question here from Roscoe.
Okay.
Prairie Land Rentals text line for Arash. You're welcome to ask Arash questions today.
Yeah, please do.
My wife says there is a street in Halifax with 30 bars. Can he confirm or deny? I think I know this street.
Yes. Well, so Argyle Street now is even closed off half of it to traffic. It's just pedestrian, cobblestones, etc. And there's talk they're going to extend that some more. So all around there, the Liquor Dome's all around there. It's close to the Scotiabank Arena. where the Mooseheads play, the major junior team. I think they're getting they're getting the Olympic curling trials. That's going to be happening there in the winter. Great event town. But the other place, Roscoe, on the East Coast, George Street in St. John's has like 70 bars or something all on that street. It's
70?
It's something like that. You got to go get screeched in, Barney. You kiss the card. You get a certificate after you kiss the card. You get screeched in.
Yeah.
That was a terrible Newfoundland accent.
There you go, Roscoe.
Dialect.
There's your answers. Hey, while you're listening out there right now, we are starting our Friday Night Lights next week. High school football look throughout the province.
Love it.
6-a-side, 9-a-side, 12-a-side. You ever watch 6-a-side football?
I have not.
At tackle? Athletes.
I was going to say.
Athletes are athletes.
Sure.
Yeah. If you have anything that we got to be aware of over the next couple months here, we need your participation out there, whether you're in a small town. Let us know about your team, any big events coming through. The email is hi@sportscage.com. That's HI at sportscage.com. We want to be all over the local high school football scene this year again with Friday Night Lights. It's going to be brought to you by Warren Steinley, MP for Regina Louvain. It is football season. You talked to Zach about the college games coming up this weekend. And I know a lot of people out there are like, whatever, college football, all that. It's something now. And a lot of these kids like Arch Manning, why leave school early? They are making millions playing college football. Ride it out.
So I was having a conversation with a defensive coordinator at a Division I school. And last year, the best offensive lineman in the Mountain West Conference, okay, played at Nevada, goes into the transfer portal, and Oregon scoops him up with an NIL deal of $1 million for this season, okay? Which is significant.
For an old lineman.
Guess what, Barney? He's their 6th. He's the backup. He's the backup for the Ducks in case, when somebody goes down. So Oregon's paying 7 figures for a backup offensive lineman in the transfer portal.
People out there that aren't following what we're throwing down here, and a lot of you do, but college football, if a kid gets yelled at or doesn't like their coach, somebody looks at him the wrong way, he can transfer.
Yes.
After the year. And then the NIL money is what these kids' name, image, likeness, however it is. I'm sure there's a lot of gray area. So Arash is saying that the backup offensive lineman on Oregon, over $1 million.
Over $1 million. And here's the thing. The majority of these, and I'm going to put this in air quotes, students, like remember at some point you went to college to get a degree? These student athletes, whatever you want to call them, they're all free agents at the end of every year. I was reading up about UNLV football. They have 61 new players on their roster this year. What program are you building? What degree are you getting? What is happening?
61.
61.
Wow, no continuity.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's meeting everybody.
Culture.
Coming up this Sunday, Trevor Harris, it does sound like he will play. I know there's a lot of people worried out there today. We're getting a little bit of an update on all that. Harris did talk to our Dave Thomas today and confirms he didn't suffer a concussion in Calgary. It was just cramps.
I know he thought it was a big hit. It really wasn't that great of a hit. It wasn't even in the top 50 I've taken, and I didn't hit my head, and I felt good. It was more like I was cramping from like the early third quarter on, and unfortunately when I went down the ground, both of them had cramp when I stood up. I was kind of waddled off the field.
That, like the shade right there at your Calgary counterpart, wasn't a top 50 hit.
Yeah.
I cramped. I waddled off the field. Well done, Mr. Harris.
Yeah. By the way, anybody, if Trevor's listening, I'm not sure if he is, mustard. As a guy who cramps up all the time, and the painful cramps, inner thigh, side of your...
I don't need to know.
Mustard is the key. I think that's why marathon runners, you see them once in a while, hammer a mustard packet.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Mrs. S again, saved the day. But yeah, so cramps for Trevor Harris. As for Marcus Sayles, Coach Mace gave us an update on his status.
Yeah, he's still dealing with a little bit. Obviously, wasn't able to go last week, so just getting as much treatment on it so that we give ourselves a good shot this week.
That's the one that I wasn't sure how much that affected the Riders secondary.
Yeah, and that's not really an update from Corey. Like, that was just a bunch of words there. Yeah, he's it's affected, and we'll see if that affected is going to affect us this week.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
But I think that, it was, I don't know how in advance they knew, but it seemed it came a little bit from left field for the fans. It's like, oh, Sayles isn't playing. And then there was some miscommunication on the backside there. Maybe the Stamps took advantage of it, but I think they'll miss Sayles again. And the other thing, let's see what he says on this, Coach Mace, on an update on Lacombo.
Yeah, it's going to look tough for Nelly this week, man. Still getting the total prognosis of it all, but unfortunately, last game, first series, he went down. So, tough for him. But this week's probably pretty doubtful.
Is that one better for you?
Yeah, that's out. He's out. Yeah. That doesn't even sound not that I know much of the injury. That didn't really sound promising for next week either, to be honest.
He was in a walking boot.
Yeah.
That could mean a lot of different things.
That could mean 6 game, but we'll see.
So there's a couple updates for you here. Do we get Harris too, Coulson there? If we can get it queued up. Because Trevor talks about what happened versus the Stampeders last weekend.
And hopefully at least, and we'll be excited about that. And so, like I said, it's all about building to become the best version of the team that we can be. And footballs are about matchups. And at that time, the matchup they brought, they were better than we were. And so you got to give them credit. But we're on to the next, and we've got a huge one against Winnipeg, back-to-back against Winnipeg. It'll be a big 2-game stretch in our season. We always talk about, once you get to Labor Day, the real football begins. And so we've got to start becoming the team that's going to be able to contend for that Grey Cup.
It was a dud. Okay, it happens. It's 18 games. It's a long season.
I talked about this on Monday with Maz. The way I who am I? I get it. What I think. Sometimes you don't match up well against the team. It doesn't matter the sport. They just have your number. You got to go back to the drawing board. You got all that. Other times, you get outplayed and outcoached.
Mm-hmm.
Other times, you just lay an egg.
Yep.
But it was twice. So the lay the egg thing for me, I just think man on man, Calgary was better. And I think the coaches want a mulligan there as well. Hopefully we see him a third time. Because I think the coaches feel that they could have probably done better.
Yeah. The next time they see them, I'm very interested to see what Mueller and Mace have up their sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
It will have to be a lot of differentiation from what we've seen the first 2 times.
The other news today.
Yeah.
Brett Lauder wasn't at practice, missing for personal issues. And before everyone goes out there and loses their mind and all that, there is a chance probably he won't play in Labor Day because of what's happening in his life right now. So that's okay. This is what I understand. This is how I'm reading. I'm reading between the lines, allegedly. Can I throw that up before I get to allegedly? So it's okay with Lauder as well. I'm on the side that I'm like, I think we're in September now. How much longer can we sit and wait? I don't know what Campbell Fair's the answer, though.
So, and look, you root for whatever's going on in Brett Lauder's life.
Mm-hmm.
You root for success for people to do well in their profession.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it works out with Campbell Fair if he's going to get the nod this weekend. Here's my question. What if the kid goes 1 for 4?
Boris Beatty.
Right. You've been on the Boris Beatty front.
No, I know there's going to be people texting on that. I said, I don't even know. Boris might be, he might be working a double shift at the Piggly Wiggly. We don't know.
And Justin Tucker is not coming here. We've established that.
Yeah.
That's still the all-timer.
Love it. That guy, hopefully he calls in again this weekend with another.
Yes.
Dandy. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to play a game with Arash on the Stampeders and their remaining schedule. It is the Sports Cage. We're streaming at sportscage.com, and we're on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
It's that time again. Join us for our 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer screening on Sunday, September 14th. Registration is at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 9:30 to 11, along with a pancake breakfast. Ride the Katepwa Loop and come back for a food truck windup at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 12:30 to 2:30. That's the 22nd annual Ride for Breast Cancer screening on Sunday, September 14th. Proudly sponsored by Prairie Harley-Davidson, Ladies of Harley, Harley Owners Group, and 620 CKRM.
Let's be honest, 5 inches might be fine for the city boys, but out here on the farm, you need something a little more impressive. Prairie 6-inch eaves troughs are built bigger to handle heavy rains, wide roofs, and serious flow. No overflowing, no messing around, just 6 solid inches of high-performance gutter. Because when the skies open up, you'll be glad you went bigger. See Prairie 6-inch eaves trough, your farm shop specialist, prairieeavestrough.ca.
Nelson Homes is having a summer blowout sale on quick possession homes that you don't want to miss out on. Get free delivery anywhere in Saskatchewan on select in-stock show homes and spec home RTMs. For more information, visit their website, homes.nlc.ca. Or for general information, call 1-800-661-6534. That's the Nelson Homes Summer Blowout Sale. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Rider Nation, it's the 60th Labor Day Classic, the Diamond Legacy. Your Saskatchewan Roughriders face the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the biggest rivalry of the year, and tickets are already sold out. Make them bleed green. Fill the province with Rider pride from tailgates to living rooms. This is our game. If you didn't get your tickets, catch every play on 620 CKRM or stream it from the CKRM or Rider app. Riders versus Blue Bombers, Sunday, August 31st. Kickoff at 5 p.m. It's Rider Nation.
Join us for the Ovarian Cancer Canada Walk of Hope on Sunday, September 7th at Miller High School on College Avenue. Grab a friend or join a team and take a walk. Fundraising supports vital research for better treatments and ultimately a cure. If you have ovaries, you're at risk. It's important to know the signs and symptoms of this too often fatal cancer. Register today for the September 7th Ovarian Cancer Canada Walk of Hope in Regina at ovariancancerwalkofhope.ca.
Great rewards don't wait. Why should you? Through the Invigor Book and Buy Grower program, you could earn a $30 per bag rebate when you book all your Invigor hybrid canola by November 14th. Talk to your retailer. Terms and conditions apply.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. From skid steers to tents to power tools, anything you need to rent for that summer job is at Prairie Land Rentals. Deal with the owner. 600 Albert Street. It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. For all your hot water needs, call on Reliance Heath today.
Sports Ticker. Like we said, Brett Lawther not on the field for the Riders today. We got an update on Marcus Sales and Nelson Lacombo. Sounds like Lacombo ain't going against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Blue Jays. Game 2 versus the Twins. They're only 4 up on the Red Sox now. Jeff Hoffman, 7 blown save of the season last night. U of R Rams getting ready for Friday in Calgary, 5:30 right here on 620 CKRM. Keegan Bradley made his captain picks today for the Ryder Cup. Some notables, Sam Burns and Patrick Catley. Sign up for the Sportscage Insider Report. You sign up by clicking on the Insider Report at sportscage.com. You got a chance to win some Ryder tickets. In hour 1, the Sports Ticker is for Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals, keeping you in hot and soft water. Call on Reliance. Got a couple of messages already about high school football. Thank you very much. The 6 and the 9 asides. Email hi, that's hi at sportscage.com. Let us know next week what's happening with your team in your area. All right, Arash, I want to play this with you here. Calgary Stampeders remaining schedule. Win or loss. Let's go with it here. At home.
Don't we need some kind of like game show music?
Yeah, but what do we got? That's Price is Right.
Yeah.
The end of Price is Right. Okay, Elk Stamps this weekend in Calgary.
Stamps cover, whatever the line is. Not just win, cover.
Okay. Next weekend in Edmonton.
Cover.
Lions at Stampeders.
I think that's one of those games where BC actually kind of sneaks out a win at the buzzer by a field goal. It's got that kind of feel as long as Rourke is healthy.
Okay.
So 2-1 from here.
There's a loss, September 19th. Then they load up the plane and they head to Montreal, September 26th.
That's a win. Oh, there we go.
Then they go for revenge in BC on October 4th.
I'm still going BC.
Ooh, second loss then.
Yeah.
Then they got to load up the jet ski again, the big flying tube, and go to the Hammer.
That's another loss. They're 3-3 at this point.
Finish it off. No, then they got the Argos at home, which we don't know what's going on with the Argos.
We don't know what's going on with the Argos. We don't know if that game's going to matter for either team either.
That's a win.
Sure.
And then they end it in Edmonton against the Elks on October 24th. Who knows what the weather will be like?
Who knows what here's the other question in all this is, what will they have to play for? Are you sitting guys because you can't, are you second in the West at that point? Are you first in the West at that point? What are you doing at that? Do you rest some dudes who might, they could really use an extra week of recovery?
You're holding a gun to my head right now. I think that they're playing for first in the West.
Calgary.
They will be.
I don't.
So you say 3 losses.
Yes.
In the remaining schedule.
If not 4.
I had 2.
Okay.
What are we betting? What do you want to wager?
Yeah, exactly. I lost the last one. I have now tripled, maybe quadrupled down, Colson, on the Stampeders imploding. Like I before the season, early in the season, mid-season, now the second half of the season. I am not diversifying my portfolio at all on Calgary.
Okay, you mark this down in the book, Colson.
Much to Brian Golly's.
Oh, yeah. By the way, shout out to Brian Golly.
Yes. Why? Brian Golly should be coming for some pints tonight.
Yes.
I don't have his number, but Colson, if you do, let's get Brian Golly.
546.
Oh, you want to call the office line? Hey, it's Arash. Let Brian know we're going for some pints.
That's right.
Okay, that's an hour in. Lots of fun. Coming up in hour 2, a chance to win. If you want to go golf with some Rider or Blue Bomber alumni this weekend, we got a golf team for the event coming up at Aspen Links. And then hour 2 is going to start with Paul LaPolice. It's the Sports Cage with Arash Madani in studio for Regina Motor Products on this Wednesday, streaming at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
Let's get out on the water. Now is the best time of year to buy a boat or pontoon at Kevin's Marine. Cast a line in a Lund fishing boat. Take the family out on a Four Winds boat. Or head out on a pontoon by Harris or Crest. Powered by Mercury Motors at the lowest prices of the year. There are manufacturer's rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing on a great selection of boats and pontoons. Plus Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. Enjoy your summer. Get out on the water. Stop by or shop online at kevinsmarine.com.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50/50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50/50 is presented by ISC.
The care your family receives in hospitals, schools, and community programs comes from SEIU West members who live in your community. We're united around something simple. When working people have what they need to do their jobs well, everyone benefits. Our conditions of work are your conditions of care. For more information, visit seiuwest.ca.
Finally, cattle prices where they should be. My farming background was mainly focused around livestock. At Farm Fresh Water, we understand the ups and downs. At Agribition over the years, we had farm families say we need to improve our water, but not until the livestock prices improve. Well, it may be time to invest in a farm freshwater system. Remember, we're not city people trying to solve a rural problem. See us at farmfreshwater.ca.
Howdy, y'all. It's Wood Country Woody again. Well, looks like new home prices are still higher than a giraffe on an extension ladder. But a custom and RTM home from Wood Country gives you what you're looking for at a price that's down to earth. They draft your home for you right in store. Then they custom build your home right on your site. Literally thousands less for a home you actually want. See Wood Country today.
Your home is your castle.
In McLean, Estevan, and Tisdale. Wood-country.com.
Attention! The pre-owned summer sell down is on now at Capital GMC, your GM certified pre-owned destination. Demand is hot and we've got the best certified pre-owned Buicks, GMCs, and Cadillacs in town. Fully backed with a 150 plus point inspection and roadside assistance. Get big trade-in dollars for your current vehicle or just sell us your ride because we need inventory. Rates as low as 4.99% for up to 60 months on select certified pre-owned vehicles. Come to Capital GMC at Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina, where we go the extra mile and so do our vehicles.
From the towers to the tractors, country's greatest hits. 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM News. The excitement and hype is building for the 60th edition of the Labor Day Classic at Mosaic Stadium. The stadium is sold out and it will be the largest crowd ever for a Rider game. Mayor Chad Baczynski is going to make a declaration of a citywide celebration of the Riders on Friday. Roughriders President Craig Reynolds says, why wait?
So we're encouraging people to wear green all week long. So break out your jersey. I know people in Saskatchewan have multiple jerseys, so you got multiple days here to wear them. So yeah, we're just encouraging everybody to wear green, throw the support behind our team as we get ready to take on those Blue Bombers on Sunday.
We will have full coverage of the Labor Day Classic, starting with countdown to kickoff on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. They'll be ringing the bell and buzzing the buzzer for the new school year on Tuesday, while a new Forbes report has recognized Regina Public Schools as the best employer for company culture in Saskatchewan. The division ranked 96th out of 400 Canadian and international organizations surveyed. CEO Mark Harmon said the honor reflects RPS's efforts to support teachers and staff, while celebrating success and focusing on student experience. Forbes surveyed Canadians on factors such as inclusivity, opportunity, and fairness. Harmon noted improved literacy scores and rising teacher involvement in extracurricular activities. Grain farmers in southwestern Saskatchewan are pleading for changes to crop insurance as they face their 9th straight year of drought. Big Stick RM Reeve Quinton Jackstite and Councillor Tyson Jackstite said yields are as low as 3 to 10 bushels per acre. NDP ag critic Trent Witherspoon talked about the drought there.
Big Stick and several neighbouring RMs in the southwest have declared states of emergency this season after 9 years of consecutive drought. 9 years.
The Big Stick RM representative said reference margins are so low that agri-stability won't help. At the news conference, NDP critics Witherspoon and Erica Ritchie urged the province to create a drought action committee to improve support for producers. A man has been sentenced to more than 1 year in jail in Saskatchewan after pleading guilty last month to outfitting without a license. The Corrections Ministry says Elliot Meachance of Red Pheasant Cree Nation was also given 2 years probation and a 3-year hunting suspension. It follows an investigation last fall, during which officers found that he was illegally hunting in the area of Wilkie, about 165 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon. An American unlawfully guided by Meachance was also fined $1,400. The mayor of Minneapolis is angrily calling for change after a shooter opened fire this morning on students during Mass at a Catholic school. Gunfire killed 2 children and injured 17 other people before the gunman killed himself. The police chief says the shooter was in his early 20s, did not have an extensive known criminal history, and is believed to have acted alone. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry rejected sentiments of thoughts and prayers, but stopped short of calling for gun control. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
This is Detective Vision, Future Vision. Word on the street is kids are heading back to school, and parents are looking for deals sharper than a fedora's brim. At Future Vision, we've got eyewear so slick, even crime bosses are asking for specs.
Detective, the prices, they're too low.
Relax, sweetheart. It's the 2-for-1 sale. Get 2 pairs of glasses for the price of 1. So good, even the teacher won't see it coming.
Future Vision, proud recipient of the 2024 Consumer's Choice Award.
That's right. No funny business.
Get ready to kick some serious Barossa this harvest. You've put in the time, put in the work, put in all that effort to get here, and now it's go time. Barossa & Sons is with you. Find everything you need this harvest season with trusted used equipment, combines to headers, augers to grain carts. Visit online or stop by in person. We're in go mode with you. Everything's online at ebarassa.com. You're in it to bin it dealer.
Weather brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection, Killer Looks, 1865 McCarra Street. Weather tonight clear and a low down to 13. Tomorrow partly to mostly sunny, high of 31 degrees. Tomorrow night partly cloudy, low down to 15. Looking ahead to Friday, start of the long weekend for some of you. It's partly sunny, high of 29 degrees. Saturday, partly sunny and a high of 28. Maybe some thunderstorms in the area, 40% chance of those. And then Sunday, Labor Day game at Mosaic Stadium. Sunny and a high of 30 right now in downtown Regina. Sunny skies, and it's 29. Feels like 31.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
Employer pricing is back. Right now, you pay what I pay. You pay what we pay. It's amazing. And guess what? You don't have to do any work.
Right now, you pay what I pay.
They get our discount?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? We got over 100 F-150s. We got over 50 Super Duties. We got Escapes, Bronco Sports, over 300 new vehicles to choose from. We got it all. Don't miss the employee pricing at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products, proudly serving Saskatchewan for over 70 years. Visit rnpchevrolet.com today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Back on the cage for Regina Motor Products on this Wednesday. Arash Madani, my co-host. He's in town tomorrow. Him and Bruce Boudreau, who Bruce Boudreau is going to be here at 5 o'clock, are at the Royal Regina for the Royal Dinner. I don't even know if they're still selling. Did Ryan say, are they still selling a few seats?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I should know that.
It's going to be a great event. Lots of fun. Coulson's here as well.
Bruce is a master storyteller. It's going to be so much fun. He's going to, join us at 5.
And he doesn't want to give away anything. The good ones for saving for tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
Rightly so. And you guys have done this a lot, you've said.
A bunch, yeah. Around the country. We've done it in Toronto, London, Ontario, Lloydminster, Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
That was last September, where at one point I had 1 foot in Alberta and 1 foot in Saskatchewan. That was neat.
When I worked Rock Radio there, we shrink wrapped our morning show guy to one of the big orange pillars, and he did his show with a microphone, the slapstick.
Yeah,
crazy morning show guy.
Things we just don't do anymore in the business. You can't do anymore in the business.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
Labor Day Classic.
There's also HR departments now.
Big time. Maz is listening. He can chime in. He loves talking about HR departments. Third annual Labor Day Golf Classic is coming up at the Aspen Links Event Center. If you want to play in this, so that you need 2 buddies, so 3 of you, Ladies, pay attention. Men, pay attention. We have a team. They've given us a team. And then you get paired with an alumni member of the Riders and some Winnipeg Blue Bombers. A lot of fun. Registration's at 11, shotgun start, then a dinner and an after party. It's Saturday at Aspen Links. It's a $750 hit that we're going to cover here on the Sports Cage today. So for the next hour, if you want to go play in this, 936-6262, Prairie Land Rentals text line. You got to let us know your favorite Labor Day memory of all time. And Colson, you're going to do the Wheel of Winning, and we're going to hand that off. If you were in town, you and I would have went and played.
That would have been wonderful.
And Dave Thomas, apparently, because he's shot the lights out the other day golfing.
Our next guest has a lot of Labor Day memories between Sask and Winnipeg on both sides of it.
Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. He's been on the program before. We're joined by Paul LaPolice. Yeah, Lapo, if we asked you, what is your favorite Labor Day memory? Is there one?
First of all, I'm in on the golf tournament if that was like Dave Thomas from Strange Brew. How cool would that be? Right? Right?
Or Wendy's.
Right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Favorite Labor Day memory. So there's so many. I think in 2007, we scored a touchdown on the last play of the game, going to kick a field goal to win. Kerry Joseph took a draw for a touchdown.
I remember that.
If you remember that one. So 2000, there's a lot of losses, when you're on the Bomber sideline. So I was on the Bomber sideline a number of times.
Lapo knows he's talking to a Saskatchewan audience here. A lot of losses on the Winnipeg side. You know where your bread's buttered, LaPolice.
Right. 2016, a last-second field goal was really a lot of fun to win that football game. So just great experiences. But the best thing about it, I can remember being a young coach in the league coming over from Toronto, and just the first time we played that game, for myself going, wow, this is like SEC football. Coming over from the East. Hamilton, the rivalry was great between Toronto and Hamilton, but just that Bomber rivalry, I was like, wow, this is kind of cool, and seeing the fan support. I mean, I tell you guys, we couldn't stay in our hotel, and I don't know if you did that, Arash, because people pranked us at the Bombers, so we actually had to move to Moose Jaw to make sure we could get some sleep. Yeah.
The whole team went in 2008 to Moose Jaw, except for Charles Roberts. Lapo, he stayed behind, and he had himself a night in Regina. I know that must shock you.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Big 7-Eleven cigarette guy. That's a classic story.
What do you think we've learned about Winnipeg the last 2 weeks going up against undermanned teams, and what did we learn about Sask last week in Calgary, if anything?
So, I think I'll start. I think Winnipeg, I covered that game last week, and watching those guys, an interesting thing is they're a little bit different this year, and they're trying to find a little bit more. Last year, they were play coverage all day and just not allow completions, and they were fine not getting sacks. The last couple of weeks, I've kind of noticed a little bit more pressure from this Bomber defense, trying to rush the passer, trying to bring some blitzes, trying to create some mismatches to help their offense and turnovers and negative yardage plays. Offensively, I mean, the reason this team, the Bombers, are struggling is because they're the worst turnover margin team in football league.
Yeah.
If they fix those, Zach is protected.
Lapo, we're cutting out. We're just going to call you on your phone because this is great stuff here. If that's okay?
Okay.
Colson, drop it and then give him a call because that's really good info. What he was saying. We got to get him to start that whole answer again. Do you have the number? You guys can pass it on here while I buy some time.
Colson, here you go. I get the turnover margin. Look, that's the name of the game, right? You cannot lose the turnover margin and expect to win, and that's something that's happened to Winnipeg a bunch. But also, Winnipeg's secondary has just been so susceptible to the deep ball over and over again. So okay, yeah, they beat Montreal. Great. Montreal's got its fourth-string quarterback. So I'm interested when we get Coach back on, just kind of what he thinks of that.
That game was tight.
It was like
until
one-score game with 8 or 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
And I remember going, wow, if Montreal can do this. He did mention that, I think he's cutting out there, that he notices the Bombers are getting a little more pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Willie Jefferson, when we talked to Zach Collaros about that,
here's the thing about Winnipeg's coaching. They are so stubborn. We especially have seen it in the last number of Grey Cups, where they've led at the half and lose. They are stubborn with their three-man rush. You can't keep doing the same thing in a sport of adjustments. So, yeah, you're getting a little more pass rush. That's going to be you can't keep doing the same things. Jordan Younger knows that. Mike O'Shea knows that.
You got him, Colson? Okay, I'll let you go and ask that one again because it was really good when he was going down.
Yeah, Lapo, we were talking about kind of what we learned about Winnipeg going up against, fourth-string quarterback, et cetera, what we learned from the Riders in that loss. And the turnover margin for Winnipeg's been a big factor, but what else do they need to do? What else has been different for them?
Well, I think sometimes offensively, when they've either turned the ball over or they can't get first downs, and everybody always just says you got to get the ball to Brady. You got to make sure, back in the Andrew Harris days when I was there, you got to get Andrew Harris touches. And the thing I always say is yeah, you do, but you got to stay on the field. So if you can't keep getting first downs, or if you keep turning the football over and lose opportunities to keep the ball in your hands, nobody's happy. And the tailback's not going to get his touches. So I think for the Bombers to be good, they've got to make sure that they have success on first down, which is a captain obvious. But I say it this way, sometimes, teams are very boring when they're sitting in second and long. They look like everybody else. Now, when you get first downs or in second and short, now you can go, speed sweep to Dembski. Okay, play action pass, shot downfield. Zach can take shots, but he doesn't like it. He'll throw the check downs like he normally does. So I think that's something they've got to make sure they do. They did a great job last week getting Brady touches and staying on the field. But to me, it does come down, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, is, they have the most giveaways in the Canadian Football League.
Mm-hmm.
If they protect the football, whether that's Zach or whatever, they're going to be in the games they need to be. Defensively, they're playing well. They've given up a bunch of explosives, but I think they're pressuring a little bit more talking to Jordan Younger than they did. And, when I talked to him, he's like, it was kind of more of, last year we were so young, we didn't have a lot of packages in to pressure, and then what we were doing was working. So we kind of stayed with it. This year we're a little bit more veteran unit. They were very young on the D-line last year, so they got some more veterans, so now they can do a little bit more pressure. And the one thing I will say is they got a great kicking game. So, those are things that win football games if they can, protect the football. And certainly, going into Labor Day, I know that's always a difficult place to play, but they do, they really have an established kicking game that comes close to the kicking game. The Riders have struggled in that area.
When you look at the Riders Stamps game, and obviously here everyone's talking about it, I don't know, sometimes you don't match up well against the team. The other times, you just lay an egg, which I don't think that was the case. Sometimes teams just beat you man on man, and you get out coached a little bit. What do you make of that game Saturday in Calgary?
Well, I was doing so that's probably, I did 3 out of 4 games last week.
Yeah.
So that's the one game I kind of saw in the airport, sitting in the Air Canada lounge. So not totally studying it and seeing everything. Sometimes you're going to get beat by good football teams. Saskatchewan Roughriders said once again, I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I said it to Corey on the field, Corey, I said, listen, you've got to make sure, you got a really good football team, and your guys, got to be prepared and ready to go each week. And he was like, yeah, I got a crew that I don't have to police. Those guys know what they're doing from week-to-week basis. But part of winning championships, you're going to lose games. That's just going to happen. Vernon Adams is so good. He's got the ability, with his legs, but also take the ball downfield. And I think defensively, Calgary Stampeders are, they don't give up big plays. They don't make mistakes. They put you in a position where you better drive the length of the field. And if Trevor is off a little bit, you're going to be in trouble because the other group on Calgary's offense are going to put points on the board. So, I don't look too far into that like, oh, my God, what do they have to do?
Right. It was a dud.
Really good teams. Yeah, you're not going to win every game. Yeah, they get good coaches on both staffs. Just think of it. You got 2 elite quarterbacks. You got 2 really good defenses. You play that game 5 times. Depends on who wins turnover margin, who has a blocked punt, all that stuff. So, really for the Riders, it's just like, all right, let's. There's 4 or 5 key moments I hope our players learn from, and then let's go play this week.
Lapo, I don't understand Calgary's success on defense. They don't do very much exotic stuff. It seems very base package across the board. How are they having so much success on defense?
So it's interesting. When I talked to Bob Slowick to start the season, I think I did. I had an interview. I think I must have had him week 1 because I had an interview with him and I wanted to talk to him. And I obviously has a big NFL background and
No, we may have lost coach again.
Players kept saying is the thing he was saying. You guys still have me or not?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. Okay. So the big thing that he said is, I'm trying to keep this as simple as I can so the players can sprint to the football. And I have a bunch of new guys in all new positions, and we haven't played a lot together. So the one thing I would say is he hasn't overloaded them mentally. That's the first thing. Second, when you watch film, it's a lot of coverage. There's not a lot of cover zero blitzes, which means extra pressure. It's not a lot of man coverage. It's a lot of zones, and they keep everything in front of them, and they rally and make plays on the ball. The other thing they have done a great job is stopping the run on first down to make you throw on second and long, and they just rally up and make tackles. So don't give up a lot of explosive plays. They don't play a lot of man, and they're stopping the run on first down, making teams one-dimensional. So I think that's what they've done defensively. You're right, Arash. They've done I don't know who the studs are on that. You got Flo, who's a great player at the defensive end position, and Damon Webb's done a nice job, but there's not superstars on that defense. They're playing hard. It's a hats off to Bob Slowick and Dave Dickinson for actually making the change and what they've done.
When you're going into a hostile environment, like the Bombers are coming in this weekend, which is awesome, and you were part of it coming in here, and then Banjo Bowl next week. What's the message for the team as a head coach? Just embrace it. It's going to be awesome. Take it all in. What do you tell the Bombers coming into Labor Day?
So I always enjoyed the process. So what's going to be happening? First of all, for the Bombers, you've got to work silent cadence, and you have to prepare for silent cadence in the summer. So in training camp, I always made sure we were offensively doing some silent cadence so we didn't have to just do it in the prep week. So that's the first thing you're working on. And it's kind of a cool challenge for your players to get tuned in on that. So then the next thing is I always tried to educate the players. I'm like, listen, man, God, it's so fun to go into somebody else's house and go perform and execute and quiet a crowd. So that's our message was always like, hey, let's go over there and let's make our plays and quiet the room. And especially from a standpoint of when you do talk about crowd noise, it's like, okay, well, it's really hard for their crowd to get into it when you're up 10-0. How long do we hold them off? So you're always trying to do something to, make sure, embrace it. Nothing better than it. We get an opportunity to go play in front of a huge crowd, everybody watching. And I know it's going to be a challenge because they got great fans and all that. Well, let's quiet the fans. Let's enjoy. Nobody's expecting us. It's them against us. Let's go make our plays.
$5 Pilsners, though, Paul. It might take a little bit longer for people to be quiet in Regina on Labor Day. Hey, let's talk some flag. I'm super excited. I've been following it. What's next? What's next for our national men's flag team? You guys, was it Panama coming up?
Yeah, so crazy how fast. I was just doing some scheduling this morning. So I've done flag football for 3 days straight, and I've been drawing plays for our ready list for Panama all day today. So what happens is next week the coaching staffs have meetings Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights with the players online, going over kind of our game plan for Panama. Then on the weekend, the following weekend, the Banjo Bowl weekend, I go from Banjo Bowl, come home Sunday, then go to Montreal. We have Monday, Tuesday, 2 days of practice, training camp in Montreal. Then we all fly to Panama City, the men's and women's, for I guess it's the North American Continental Championship. Mm-hmm. So we will play Mexico, Panama, the U.S. are the top people in that. Ourselves will be out 10 or 11 teams playing. We want to finish in the top 5, get to move on to Worlds. So, yeah, it's been kind of quiet for a while. We've been watching film online and stuff, but now we're getting back to competing. And so looking forward to having a couple days with the guys and then getting ready to go compete. And then, how we handle ourselves here goes a long way in where we are ranked in the world. So this is the last tournament we can control, like, where we rank in the world.
Good point. Has the team stayed the same? I know when we talked before, there's going to be some guys moving in, some guys moving out. You said the training camp thing. Are you always kind of looking to maybe add a couple pieces?
Only one piece has changed, so we only have had one piece of change from that. So, I'm kind of excited. When we have Michael O'Connor back there slinging it, we've got a good opportunity to win a lot of football games. And it's interesting, though, like you guys, we were already on and Arash was on with you guys talking about our game against the United States. So I'm sure, like the United States is probably going to have probably watched our game film and everything, and we won't, they'll be ready to play us. Everyone in Mexico, I remember a couple of players that I know. I actually coached 2 global players who actually play in the Mexican team with the Red Blacks, and they texted me right after we beat the U.S. So I don't think we're going to surprise anybody, but that's okay. We got enough new stuff to surprise them right back. So.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, how much of this is going to be a cat and mouse game? Because I remember when we spoke, Lapo, after you beat USA, a lot of those Americans hadn't seen CFL offenses before. They hadn't seen that kind of motion and the waggle and all that stuff in a flag game. Do you just want to show kind of a little along the way and not kind of empty the playbook now and kind of continue to save it for all these different qualification events along the path?
Well, I would say this, like, the cool thing for me personally is, some of these United States games, you watch them play, like they played in the Worlds last year against Austria. So I put the game on to kind of break it down and get all the information. And this is the number 1 versus number 2 in the Worlds 2 years ago. And Austria's down 40 to 7 in the first half. Like, you're like, what the? So it was really good to play a game where we had the lead. They were playing their best stuff for a whole, for a whole football game. So now, like, I've got a lot of film of the United States where I can, let's put it this way, I've had enough time to watch film to go, oh, that's what they do to this. There's a couple of things they do very specific to certain formations. Now, they've seen me, but I also have a better understanding what they do. And hopefully, like last time I was just kind of calling plays that we believe would work. Now I can game plan against the U.S. myself a little bit. So hopefully we have some stuff that attacks what they're doing. But they're talented. They're a really good football team. Mexico's really good, and Panama's really good. Watching these guys the last couple of weeks and breaking them all down.
The U.S. are they kind of the only team that really run that 2 quarterback system?
Oh no, Mexico, Panama, and the U.S. run multiple. Sometimes 3 different quarterbacks will throw it. They'll rotate guys back, and what happens when you rotate all those guys back? So if you play with 3 quarterbacks, and what that means, quarterback takes a snap, 2 receivers go back behind the quarterback on either side of them. Now you have 3 guys who could – there's only 1 pass rusher. So
you can run.
The rusher has to chase all 3 guys across the field, and you still have 2 people running, they run back and forth in the end zone. Now, you can cover with 2 of your man-to-man players, but now there's 3 rushers and only 2 cover guys. And, sooner or later that'll break down.
Yeah.
So there's just, we're going to have to be ready for all that multiple quarterback system. And Joe Lipinski, Saskatoon boy, does a great job with the defense. And when we played the U.S., they didn't score a touchdown in the first half. Their only touchdown we gave up was a safety. We threw a pick six.
Love it.
But we were talking last week, and I said, Joe, we really got to make sure we can handle the multiple quarterback stuff. And I played with that a little bit, but for me, we may have some of that stuff, but it's really hard when you've got Michael O'Connor, who can make every throw, can do great things, has great anticipation, can locate it and throw to, flip it back to a guy who really doesn't throw the ball as well as you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it because everybody else does it. Right?
And for those who don't remember, Michael O'Connor not only quarterbacked UBC to a Vanier Cup, but he was a professional quarterback.
Yeah.
Played some games for the Argos.
I can't wait. I hope it's streamed again because I want to watch it.
Lapo, I keep telling him, bring the Sportscage down to Panama. Let's do it. Let's do the show in September from the Continental Championships.
Yeah.
But Barney's not listening.
I can't claim that much mileage.
Next year we'll be in Dusseldorf, Germany for the World.
Dusseldorf.
Who hasn't? Yeah, who doesn't want to go to Dusseldorf in August? You got to be kidding me.
Get my Lederhosen. And let's go.
You think there might be a beer hall or two we could hit up in Dusseldorf?
Quick story before I watched your games, Lapo, and I think I wrote down a couple of plays. And then I got my daughter. We went down this rabbit hole. We took 3 plays. We watched the state final from Texas. I think it was 8-9-year-old girls. Some of the plays they were running, I was like, this is awesome. I love flag football is so.
And flag football is your jam, Barney. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, Barney, it's funny you say that because that was my biggest hang-up when I started the job, because there's just so many different ways to run it and so many different teams do so many different things. So it took me a while to be like, no, I'm going to do what I know. I know, and this is a Mark Trestman thing. I remember years ago Trestman kind of said, when he and I had a talk in an off season, he's like, when I first got the job, I watched all the stuff you were doing in Saskatchewan as the OC. And I was like, man, this stuff's good, but I didn't know it, so I ran our stuff. He's like, I don't know why our splits were not as wide as the CFL, because I didn't know CFL splits, so we ran the NFL splits. So I did the same thing. So our stuff looks, I tried to do as many different combination of route concepts that are CFL type. And, that's what I know. And then now we can go, okay, we've run this. What's the play off of this that you do in the CFL?
Exactly.
How do we force a switch in motion and all that stuff that you see with the multiple motions and the differences of flood plays up here in the CFL and so much passing. Hopefully we can continue to develop that stuff and grow. And
absolutely.
Got to get our guys. I can't have too many plays. That's the problem. Sometimes that's too many plays.
Play to everybody. All hooks at 5. Biggest guy catches the ball. There we go. March it down the field.
You go left, you go right.
Lapo, thanks so much for doing this. I know it was a busy week for you last time, so we appreciate it. Thanks, Arash, for hooking this up. Going to be watching closely on that flag stuff, and we'll have to have you back on.
Okay, guys. Thanks. Take care.
Right on.
Thanks, Lapo.
Paul LaPolice joining us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Time for a break. We're going to come back with the Clutch Performer. It's a Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com and on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
The original 620 CKRM Country Cookouts are back for the harvest season. As you and the crew take a break from taking crop off the field, we'll fill you up with a delicious meal from Nikki's Cafe and Catering. We'll also bring you prizes and live entertainment. Keep it on CKRM for the dinner bell cue to call, and you could be one of our lucky 8 Fall Country Cookout winners. 620 CKRM's Country Cookouts for McDougall Auctioneers, Sask Milk, Nelson Homes, Louis Dreyfus Canola Crush in Yorkton, and Nikki's Cafe and Catering.
Sask Power is working to improve the power system in your area. In order to do their work safely, they need to shut the power off for most customers in Sask and Beach at Fishing Lake from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Thursday, August 28th, weather permitting. Again, the power will be out for 6 hours on Thursday, August 28th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for most customers in Sask and Beach at Fishing Lake. For updates on this outage, visit saskpower.com/outages. Sask Power apologizes for the inconvenience and thanks you for your patience.
We asked Gordon how he started investing with Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions.
We phoned them and met with them, and we went through different options, what was going to work for us, and it's been good ever since. Overall, he's done very well for our investment.
Don't guess with your money. Call Brian at 306-546-2533. SmartInvestingSolutions.ca.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 5050 is presented by ISC.
Looking for the best gear at the best price? Extreme Hockey and Sport just raised the bar. Now, with a price match guarantee, find the same product anywhere else, show the price, and they'll match it. The gear you need, the service you trust, and the price you want. Why settle for anything less? Get the local loyalty and the price match guarantee only at Extreme Hockey. Any budget, expert fit. Your local sit and fit hockey shop. Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, Regina's Hockey Shop.
Proven by countless farmers, 900 Series fence sprayers set the standard for your crops, and it's available at Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Featuring 370 horsepower, 132-foot boom, 1,580-gallon tank, smart drive 4-wheel steering, and Liquid Logic recirculating boom, the 900 Series fence sprayers are backed by a 3-year, 2,000-hour Gold Star warranty. Leaders drive Fendt. To learn more about making your crops successful, visit Nick's Service today, nickservice.com.
Welcome back to Hot Tech Heat. I'm 3 wings deep, lips numb, and I'm here on location at Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Brett, you think that wing's spicy? Try SaskTel's blazing fast internet.
And these phones, top of the line, smooth, smart, smoking hot deals.
They got the gear, the service, and the sauce. Just don't wing it. Get connected.
Visit Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, and moose them in today.
Employee pricing has been extended at Capital GMC.
Capital GMC!
What does it all mean?
You pay what we pay.
For limited time, get employee pricing on any new GM vehicle in stock. This special offer is exclusively available at Capital GMC. Or check out our certified pre-owned inventory. They all come with 30-day exchange privilege, manufacturer's warranty, and more. Don't miss your last chance at employee pricing. Now available on any new vehicle. Only at Capital GMC.
The Sportscage Clutch Performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fendt dealer. Call 781-1077.
Okay, it's not Clutch Performer today. It's Colson. What did we ever come up with a name for the Bizarro? The Bizarro Clutch? Arash is going to give the not Clutch Performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. It was last night.
It was last night. It was in Toronto. The Blue Jays are up 4-0 to the Minnesota Twins. The game was a wrap. The game was over. Then 4-0 became 4-2, and then the Blue Jays open up the bullpen door, and out comes Jeff Hoffman, and first pitch, bomb, pow. Twins catcher, first big league home run. Okay, that's not good. Then was Jeff Hoffman due? Then he gives up a single, knocked to the left side of the infield. Then was Jeff Hoffman due? Hit by pitch on the batter. Yeah. Then was Jeff Hoffman due? Gives up a 3-run shot. 2 home runs in the 9th. Blue Jays lose, and the questions swirl over the closing situation for a team that should be in the thick of the playoff hunt.
We like talking real life here. This is the real life story. I'm watching that game, thinking about sprinkling, and I'm like, nah. All of a sudden, I get summoned, drive to the grocery store. Daughter's got to go to one store, wife to the other. I can drive you guys. This game's over. We're all good. Drive, come home. Look at the TV. I'm like, what are they playing an old game here?
What do you mean they have 7 runs on the board?
This must be a rerun of some thing last year or whatever. And I'm like, oh, wow, what happened? So then you lay it out for us nicely. So the Bizarro Clutch Performer, Mr. Hoffman.
It's this. I believe this is now a cause, without hyperbole, of concern for the Toronto Blue Jays. You saw it in L.A. You saw it over the weekend in Miami. You saw it again last night. You need your ninth, and I get Mariano Rivera is not walking through that door, but
how about Eck?
You just need a level of confidence with your closer, and once that starts to waver, that can become dangerous. That can really kind of trickle through the clubhouse. So,
is it anything like place kicking?
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Goaltending in hockey. Little bit.
Clutch
performer for Nick Service in Emerald Park, your local Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fendt dealer. Before we go to break, again, if you want to golf in the 3rd annual Labor Day Golf Classic coming up Saturday at Aspen Links, you and 2 friends and are joined by an alumni member of the Riders or Winnipeg Blue Bombers right now, 936-6262. Let us know your favorite Labor Day memory. You can go golfing. It starts at 12 o'clock with a shotgun start, dinner, and after party included. $750 value. So there you go. And we're also going to play SaskTel Pick the Score right now. What is the score of the Labor Day Classic? You text that in. The tickets are to win today are for the Labor Day Classic. Yeah. Coulson, you got the hottest ticket in the province. You have the hottest ticket in the province. 936-6262. What's the score? You get a chance to win a $200 SaskTel gift card as well. Thanks to our friends at SaskTel for that. We'll go to break. When we come back.
Also got a text in from a while ago. They just retexted it in. Arash, is Orlando Pace still the greatest football player of all time?
Ooh, very good. Ooh. Very good.
We can name on this. I give them credit.
Wow. Left tackle. Speaking of Ohio State.
Yeah. Liam Pugh from our Regina Pats. When we come back, it is a Sports Cage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
This is Cal from Cowtown with an important public service announcement. This back-to-school season, everyone's talking about slowing down in school zones, healthy lunches, and apparently education is sort of important or something like that. But it's so easy to forget the pets. The dogs and the cats. Are they eating healthy and nutritious food from Cowtown? Or are they being forced to eat grocery store filler? Are they chewing down on the highest quality chew toys? Or are they chewing down on Auntie Loretta's stinky old slipper? Do you have the treats that will satisfy those cute puppy dog eyes? Forget the kids for a second. Think about your dog and your cat.
Cal, whoa. What are you doing?
Street guy, I'm kind of busy here.
How many dogs and cats bribed you for this message?
A lot.
In town, out of town, for toys to treats and the best pet food going, it's gotta be Cowtown. Cowtown Canada on Facebook.
Cow, no radio station is gonna play this commercial.
I know, unless I cut them in on some of this bribe money.
Howdy, Wood Country Woody here again. And let me tell you something. My yard was so ugly, I had to throw pork chops on the lawn just to get the dog out there. Kind of ironic that it was Barkman Concrete landscaping products that fixed my problem. I got mine at Wood Country, natural. Paving stones, retaining wall blocks, patio blocks, pretty up your yard. Come take a gander at Barkman Concrete products from Wood Country.
Your home is your castle.
In McLean, Estevan, and Tisdale, wood-country.com.
Cowabunga, dudes! You won't believe what's popping at Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Yeah, they've got radical top-of-the-line cell phones. Even April O'Neil ditched her news van for one of these babies.
Plus, SaskTel internet's so fast, even Shredder couldn't slow it down. Perfect for streaming, gaming, or ordering extra-large pizza.
So shell out to Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, dudes.
Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Moosomin today. Totally tubular.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 5050 is presented by ISC.
Saskatchewan's workforce drives the prosperity of our province. Unifor Local 594 represents the unionized employees at the Co-op Refinery and Ethanol Complex, and we defend the dignity of labor. We firmly believe in universal respect and recognize every individual's contribution to our industry, economy, and province. Unifor 594 wants to thank our members for their role in maintaining safe operations. In solidarity, we wish all Saskatchewan workers a very happy Labor Day.
Cooler weather calls for cozy meals made with 100% Canadian dairy. Sask Milk suggests a creamy wild rice soup, simmered to perfection with fresh milk, or flaky pumpkin pie with a buttery crust made from locally produced butter. Don't forget everyone's favorite, the classic baked mac and cheese on a chilly fall night. Visit saskmilk.ca for your seasonal recipe inspirations. Sask Milk. Look for the little blue cow and support our Canadian dairy farmers.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Connect with the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262.
Welcome back to the Sports Cage. Arash taking a break here. We're going to talk some hockey and some junior hockey as the Regina Pats start camp tomorrow. Fitness testing today. Joining us in studio here, I think second time on the program, but first time in the studio, Liam Pugh, third overall pick for the Regina Pats. Liam, thanks so much for making time. You're in Regina now. Obviously, happy to be here. Is this going to be your first time away from home, though, right?
This is going to be my first time away from home for a while. Yeah.
What do you know? What do you know about Regina? Have you been doing any research on Regina, the city in general? Maybe just following Just Bins. What have you been up to?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know too much. This is my second time being here. I mean, I know the Pats are here. I know the Roughriders are here. I mean, that's pretty much it.
When did you find out that you were going to be living in Regina, playing Patsies, doing the 34-game things or however many games it works out? When did you actually find out that was approved?
Yeah, it actually wasn't too long ago. I want to say it was like maybe a month ago we found out, or even less than that. We found out that everything was going through and that I was going to be staying here for the year.
What about, how does schooling work? Are you guys doing the Pats thing? Are you going to Martin?
Yeah, I'm doing the Pats thing. So at the Brant Center, just online. So back at home, I was doing online there, and they were like advancing me a grade. So I'm able to stay doing that for the next couple years, I think. So I'll just be doing online at the Brant Center.
So you're pretty good in school? You like school?
Yeah.
What's your favorite subject?
I wouldn't say I love it, but I mean...
Favorite subject?
I like socials.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite class.
How, maybe they're here for this week, but how are mom and dad handling things that you're moving away?
Yeah, well, it's been a crazy week. My mom is here with me, and she hasn't booked a flight home yet. So... And my dad is with my brother in Drumheller right now because he's going to be playing down in Alberta. So yeah, but I mean, I think it hasn't hit my mom yet just because she's here with me right now, but I'm sure once she leaves, it'll be something.
Have you met your billets in Regina? You're probably living with another player, I would assume.
I am not living with another player.
Oh.
I'm with just a family of 4 that I've been with for the past 3 days now, and they're amazing. They're amazing.
That's the best.
Yeah.
It's probably hard to set goals for this season because this is so new. No one's really done the 34 up, playing AAA as well, U18. But have you set any goals for yourself going into the year?
I mean, I've tried because I don't really know what to expect from this year. I think obviously get to play the 34 games, so I think that's going to be just a good, so next year we can just jump right into it in our 16-year-old year, me and Maddox. So I think it's going to be good just to kind of, it's going to be tough jumping from U18 all the way up to the dub. It's a tough transition, so it's going to be different, but I think it's just going to be a big development year getting ready for our 16-year-old year.
Are you going cage? Or are you going bubble? Have you and Maddox talked about it?
We have talked about it. We've tried on the bubble together, and weren't a big fan of it, so we're going with the cage.
Pat Canadians last year, a national championship, should be a wagon. again this year. Have you talked much with them? Have you met Haji and the coaching staff?
Yeah, we had a meeting with them the other day and met all of them, and I know quite a few of the guys on the team already. So yeah.
What do you think of Haji? Pretty intimidating guy behind
he's intimidating, but he looks like a beauty.
Yeah, he is. Circle K tournament, great experience last year. They had quite the run and all that. Hopefully the Patsies are there again. Is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, that would definitely be a pretty sweet tournament to go to.
Because you've never played in it, but you know obviously a lot of buddies playing.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most about that? Because I think last year they were selling out rinks near the end of that run they were making. Like, what are you looking forward to?
I think it's one of the most elite tournaments you can go to in your in a U18 career. Like, it's a top-notch tournament, so it'd be pretty cool to go give it a run this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We talked about Haji, but how much do you know about general manager of the Regina Pats, Dale Durkach? Have you done any digging on his junior career at all?
I've definitely heard a lot about him and his career, and it looks pretty amazing.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
I see the scar on your face. Is that hockey related? How did you get that?
It's not hockey related. It's actually a pretty bad story. I gotta come up with another one, but it was I used a scooter, and it was the end of my scooter bar. I fell right into it and just put a big old hole in my cheek, and I think I had 28 stitches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mom and dad freaking out, mom especially?
Yeah, they weren't even with me at the time. It was my brother, and we had a recreational center right across from us, so he ran me to that and called my parents. It was a day.
Fitness testing starts today for the Pats. You know, what's your expertise when it comes to fitness testing, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a day you just gotta work your hardest. I mean, you gotta work your hardest every day, but it's not necessarily a fun day that everyone likes. But I mean, you gotta do it, so kind of just give it your all.
You and Maddox, now that this thing is, we're months into this, you're going to be playing together. Obviously, you guys are buddies. There's got to be a little bit of friendly competition there as well, and some good chirps.
Yeah, I mean, we love each other, and we'll always just bicker back and forth at each other if we do something stupid or whatever it is. Yeah.
Is it pretty cool too? I saw it actually on social media today because you're so young. You have people buying Pats jerseys with your name on the back. Have you comprehended that yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to think about. You kind of always just dream of being in the NHL and people wearing the jerseys on them. So it's pretty cool to hear and see.
Liam, thanks so much for making some time today on Fitness Day. Start brushing up on your Regina history. There's some good follows out there on social media. It's exciting, right, for the city, for hockey fans here, what's going to happen with the Pats and the Pat Canadians. A pleasure to talk to you, and thanks for making time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Right on, it's Liam Pugh. We'll be with the Regina Pats and the Regina Pat Canadians this year here on the Sports Cage. We'll come back. Arash will be back in. We're streaming at Sportscage.com and always on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
Take a trip down memory lane. Weekdays at 1 o'clock with Colin Lovequist. Number Ones at 1. A full hour of country's greatest hits and the stories behind them. We'll take a look back at musical milestones, celebrate some country music birthdays, and a whole lot more. It's all brought to you by McBids and North Home Windows in Foam Lake. Number Ones at 1 with Colin Lovequist on the Voice of Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
Cooler weather calls for cozy meals made with 100% Canadian dairy. Sask Milk suggests a creamy wild rice soup, simmered to perfection with fresh milk, or flaky pumpkin pie with a buttery crust made from locally produced butter. Don't forget everyone's favorite, the classic baked mac and cheese on a chilly fall night. Visit saskmilk.ca for your seasonal recipe inspirations. Sask Milk. Look for the little blue cow and support our Canadian dairy farmers.
3 days, 3 venues, 3 amazing vibes. This Labor Day weekend, feel the magic of Manitou. It's the Manitou Music Fest and Rock and Roll Weekend. Catch 15 incredible local artists, including Rory Allen, The Steadies, The Great Fuss, and England. Plus, enjoy well-being workshops, free stages, and all that Manitou has to offer. From Little Manitou Art Gallery, Danceland, and El Prado. Advance tickets are just $125 at WatchUsManitou.com with multiple options and walk-up pricing subject to availability. Don't miss it.
Rider Nation, it's the 60th Labor Day Classic, the Diamond Legacy. Your Saskatchewan Roughriders face the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the biggest rivalry of the year, and tickets are already sold out. Make them bleed green. Fill the province with Rider pride from tailgates to living rooms. This is our game. If you didn't get your tickets, catch every play on 620 CKRM or stream it from the CKRM or Rider app. Riders versus Blue Bombers, Sunday, August 31st. Kickoff at 5 p.m. It's Rider Nation.
Looking to sell farm machinery or heavy equipment? At Asset Link, they do more than auctions. They listen. Whether you want to consign or a full auction sale, they help you choose what's right for your bottom line. Born and raised right here in Saskatchewan, they understand the land, the market, and the people who make it run. So when it's time to sell, link up with the team that knows the prairies best. Selling 365 days a year. Asset Link. Prairie strong, customer focused. AssetLink.ca.
Looking for a way to relax after a long day? Come on. Tired of being notified by life bells and whistles?
Yeah, I'm gonna need that draft tomorrow.
When you're ready to stop working so hard, you know it's time to play. Yes. It's easy to find your next favorite game at Bodog.net. Play free casino games, check out our beginner's guides, and get poker tips. Visit Bodog.net today. Hashtag make a play.
Ugh, what do I want for supper? There's a bag of baby carrots, a slice of cheese that looks haunted.
Step away from the sad cheese, Dave.
What, the fridge? Since when do you talk?
Since you've been standing here for 10 minutes whispering pizza or cereal like it's a hostage negotiation. I'll make this simple. Order Western Pizza. You are welcome.
Get it hot, get it fast. Western Pizza.
Country Corner, brought to you by Municipal Hail Insurance. Proudly serving farmers. MunicipalHail.ca.
Danceland at Manitou Beach presents Rory Allen, Tribute to the King, Friday, August 29th. Prime rib supper at 6 p.m., followed by the show at 8. Tickets and information at danceland.ca. The Sask Abilities Shaping Inclusive Communities Conference is coming up September 5th and 6th at the Queensbury Convention Center. Keynote speeches, informational sessions, and a trade show. For more information, go to saskabilities.ca. And the North Saskatchewan Business Association invites you to its first ever Popcorn and Entrepreneurs event in Regina, September 10th at the AGT Lounge inside Mosaic Stadium. Networking, popcorn, and a documentary highlighting one of Saskatchewan's most influential entrepreneurs, Paul Hill. Visit nsbasask.com.
For more information, visit 620ckrm.com. It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
Sports Ticker Riders back on the practice field today. No Brett Lauder today. Personal issues. He wasn't at practice. Also, Coach Mace gave us an update on Nelson Lacombo.
Yeah, it's going to be look tough for Nelly this week, man. Still getting the total prognosis of it all, but unfortunately, last game, first series, he went down. So, tough for him. But this week's probably pretty doubtful.
Things still up in the air with Marcus Sales as well. We'll have more tomorrow. Blue Jays, Game 2 versus the Twins. They're only up 4 on the Red Sox right now. Arash's boy, Jeff Hoffman, 7th blown save last night for the Jays. U of R Rams open up Friday, 5:30 in Calgary. And Keegan Bradley made his captain's picks for the Ryder Cup today. A couple of notable, Sam Burns and Patrick Catley. Sign up for the Sportscage Insider Report. Sign up today by clicking on Insider Report at sportscage.com, and you have chances to win. We're still light on time here, Coulson. Pick the score. SaskTel style, Labor Day Classic. What is the score? 936-6262. A chance to win 2 tickets, the hottest 2 tickets in Saskatchewan, and also a $200 SaskTel gift card. What is yours? Pick the score.
I'm going to go 31-17 Riders.
31. How many field goals do we kick?
1.
Yeah?
Yeah, 1.
31.
Again, I'm rooting.
I know.
I'm rooting for the kid.
So am I.
But I also like chaos. So what happens if you bring 2 kickers in and they're both 1 for 4?
You're really going to like my wife.
Yeah.
If you meet her tonight. The Saskatchewan Roughrider Foundation 50-50. Don't forget, tomorrow at 5 p.m. is the deadline for the early bird. This is pretty juicy. The early bird deep sea fishing in Cabo San Lucas. Package includes flights to Cabo, obviously. 7 nights at the Dreams Los Cabos Suites. It's an all-inclusive twirl there. Private half-day fishing in Cabo, round-trip transfers, or you can just take $7,200 in your jeans. That's a tough one.
Am I eligible to enter this contest?
Riders5050.ca. You're in for the 50-50.
Yeah, but as an Ontario resident is my question.
You got a basement.
Or do I have to bring you? Do I have to bring you as my guest to Cabo? Is that the way it goes?
Well, yesterday Maz goes, well, if you don't want to take your significant other, you can take cash and $7,200. I'm like, Maz, not everybody runs your operation. Sometimes boys trips are okay, or the girls might just want to go down to Cabo. But you got to have scratch to play in Cabo. I'm more of a PV guy.
Okay.
$1.50 survey set. Cabo, when you're in Cabo, you're playing and flying private a lot of times, but $7,200 cash. And then the Riders 50-50. What do you think, Coulson, for a Labor Day game?
I mean, it hit $1.2 million last year.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, which single-handedly was more 50-50 money than the rest of the league raised the whole year.
Sure.
Go figure.
Sure.
Now take that, Winnipeg.
And probably more than any NHL teams 50-50.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
The ones out west.
Yeah. That is in the background. You can hear Bruce Boudreau.
Yes.
He just popped into the studio.
Sorry, I forgot we were on.
You're good. He's been telling us stories about the Memorial Cup. I can't wait for After 5. Bruce is going to be with us. It is the Sports Cage, always streaming at sportscage.com and on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
This is 620 CKRM Regina, the voice of Saskatchewan, a Harvard media station, streaming everywhere at 620CKRM.com.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news for Echo Sound and Fort Qu'Appelle. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711. Farmers in the RM of Big Stick say they are desperate for crop insurance changes as drought conditions continue. Reeve Quinton Jackstite and Councillor Tyson Jackstite said producers are struggling with extremely low yields. The RM was the first to declare a drought emergency this year. NDP critic Trent Weatherspoon said more needs to be done by the provincial government.
While the federal and provincial governments have made some improvements to agri-stability, the supports available just don't come close to responding to the severity of drought that Big Stick in the region is experiencing.
MLAs Erica Ritchie and Witherspoon urged the government to include producers in a drought action committee and review business risk management programs. Regina City Council has directed staff to study improvements to its homeless encampment response, including possible sites for a designated camp. Staff will also review best practices from other Canadian cities, explore operational models and partnerships, and provide cost estimates. The motion from Councillor Victoria Flores passed unanimously today.
I was really glad to see that pass the way it did, and I think it just shows that everybody is in agreement that we need to look at what's working across Canada. We need to look at the practices that are lending themselves to creating humane ways to live with this.
Critics told Council that dismantling encampments isn't a solution, saying it leaves residents without support. A report with recommendations will be presented to the city's executive committee in November. Regina Public Schools has been ranked as Saskatchewan's top employer for company culture, placing 96th overall on Forbes' list of 400. CEO Mark Harmon says the recognition highlights the division's commitment to staff and students. Since becoming CEO last August, Harmon has shifted the focus to fewer goals, celebrating teachers' successes, and prioritizing the student experience. He said a strong culture supports teachers, leading to improved literacy scores and increased involvement in school activities. Authorities have identified the shooter who opened fire during Mass at a Minneapolis Catholic school, killing 2 children and injuring 17 other people before he killed himself. ABC's Alex Stone has the latest.
Police are now identifying the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman. FBI Director Kash Patel says Robin Westman was born Robert Westman. Driver's license information reviewed by ABC News shows a name change application in 2020, noting the applicant identified as a female and requested the name change. Police say the shooter was wearing all black with a rifle, shotgun, and pistol when the young children were targeted.
Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says Westman had no prior criminal history and law enforcement believes he acted alone. An ever-popular farm goods store is set to stage a comeback in Alberta this fall. PV Mart closed all of its 90 stores in January, but a note on its website says it plans to reopen in Spruce Grove, Westlock, Camrose, and Lacombe. The company says the new iteration of the brand will focus on high-quality and locally sourced items for farmers, ranchers, and homesteaders. More details will be shared in the coming weeks. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Let's get out on the water. Now is the best time of year to buy a boat or pontoon at Kevin's Marine. Cast a line in a Lund fishing boat. Take the family out on a Four Winds boat. Or head out on a pontoon by Harris or Crest. Powered by Mercury Motors at the lowest prices of the year. There are manufacturer's rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing on a great selection of boats and pontoons. Plus Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. Enjoy your summer. Get out on the water. Stop by or shop online at kevinsmarine.com.
This back-to-school season, don't be prehistoric.
Mom, my phone is basically a fossil.
Sweetie, your phone's older than a T-Rex.
Time to evolve at Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
They have new phones, back-to-school deals, internet and max TV stream, and no extinct data plans.
In 2025, there's no excuse to roam with a Jurassic phone. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel, echosound.ca.
Weather brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection, Killer Looks, 1865 McCara Street. And Croft Electric, 27 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all your electrical needs. CroftElectric.com, and you can find them on all socials.
Mainly clear sky for tonight. The wind, which is up a little bit through the day, settles back down overnight, and then again tomorrow, it picks up a little bit more in the afternoon before settling back down at night. Not much of a prevailing wind these next few days. Just as we warm through the day, a little bit of extra mixing takes place. Temperature dropping off to around 13 overnight. Into the day on Thursday, we'll flip it around to a high of 31. The Humidex, not a big factor with dew points in the low teens, may tack on a degree or two to the feel. Partly cloudy for Thursday night, dropping back to around 15. And for Friday, partly to mostly sunny, the high 29 or better. That will depend on just how much cloud cover mixes in. Potential really any day for upper 20s to low 30s. Saturday, partly sunny, sky watch for just a passing shower, thunderstorm 28, partly to mostly sunny on Sunday, the high near 30, one more mild day, Labor Day. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm precision weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
Croft Electric. You've probably heard of us because we've been around for over 27 years. We do commercial and residential work? Yes. We do permanent holiday lighting? Yes. We do cabins? Yes. And farms? Yes and yes. We're an authorized Generac generator dealer. We are a full-service electrical company with the experience and the people to service all of your electrical needs. We are Croft Electric. We will be here when you need us. Do it right, do it once. Follow us on all social and call 306-586-1333 to book.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products, proudly serving Saskatchewan for over 70 years. Visit rnpchevrolet.com today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage for our friends at Regina Motor Products. The early tire swap, it ends October 31st. Save $10 on your on-rims tire changeover and $20 on your off-rims. It's right now at RMP. It's hot out there right now. You're only throwing the winters on this week. We got so much more to get to on the show today. We're going to, if you missed the Zach Collaros interview from hour one, yes, Zach Collaros, starting quarterback of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, are going to rerun that in this hour. It was a great chat. Thanks to, again, my co-host today, Arash Madani, for setting that one up. SaskTel picked the score at 936-62-62. Of course, a lot of people are going Riders here, and there are a couple of people. What did you say yours was?
31-17.
Okay, no, there's a few in and around that ballpark. No blowouts yet for sure, and I think I'm seeing one Winnipeg score here. Also, Roscoe, shout out. He said your sales pitch worked. His wife wants to go to Nova Scotia.
I like it.
There we go, Roscoe. All that Kindersley money up there. You'll make that work. And then we're playing SaskTel Pick the Score. Let us know a whole lot more. Joining us in studio now, because these two fellers are in town, the Royal Regina dinner tomorrow night. Bruce Boudreau, former NHLer, NHL coach. He's been on the show before. Bruce, thanks so much for coming down to downtown Regina.
It's my pleasure. First time being in Regina and loving it.
Really, first time being in Regina. You were telling a story earlier about your time playing junior, the Memorial Cup, against New Westminster. And there's a lot of people out there driving around that were Pats fans back then. New Westminster had this, aura about them. They were the meanest, toughest team around. You had a chance to play them in the Memorial Cup. What year was that?
76 or 75. It's been a while. I know in hockey there's always split seasons, so I never know if it's. I think it was 75, 76, so it would have been May of 76.
Coming up on 50 years, Mr. Boudreau.
Okay, thank you.
You guys win the Memorial Cup, but New Westminster came to the national championship, and they were the bullies there too. They didn't go like, hey, we're just going to play offense here for a few days.
No.
They were intimidating.
They were scary intimidating. I mean, another guy I forgot to mention was Stan Schmiel. Was on that team. But I mean, when you have Barry Beck and you have this guy Clayton Paul Hall, because the first thing you always do when you get is look at the stats, right? 460 minutes, 390 minutes, and we're going. Our biggest guy is Mike Kitchen at 5'11", and we're going. How are we going to make out? And the worst thing that could have happened to us was we didn't play them first. Sherbrooke, the other team in the Memorial Cup at the time, there was only 3 teams back then, and they played them, and there was a big brawl in the first period, and New West beat everybody up, and we were petrified the next game we played them. But I mean, they used to sit there at the red line and watch our warm-up. They wouldn't even do nothing, but if a puck went over there, you had to come over there, and they were ready to fight you, right? And so we only had 2 pucks. We lost one, and the guy came up to me and said, we only got one puck, Bruce. That's all we're using tonight. So, I mean, we were pretty scared. They beat us the first game, and our coach, George Armstrong, had the best psychology thing going when he said, when we played them in the final, he said, I don't want anybody fighting anybody. Nobody's going to even hit anybody. We want to just play hockey tonight. And if you don't do it, you're not going to play. And we ended up beating them 7-3 because he allowed us to be afraid.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that was the thing.
Yeah, you look down the Fred Barry was their leading scorer. He had 164 penalty minutes. And then it goes, Barry Beck had 325. And then we got 239.
But he looked like a man. Like he was such a 6'4" man where he had the big square jaw, and not like we were just watching your young guy that you had
Pugh.
on Liam, and he looked like a boy. Barry was a full-grown man at that time.
Yeah,
that was the biggest differences.
So you talk about Sherbrooke. I went to school at Bishop's University. So Sherbrooke used to have a major junior team. I don't know if they still do. It was hostile in that barn. You'd go in there and like. I sound ancient saying this, but in the late 90s, you could still smoke indoors. Oh, yeah. So over the perch, dudes are smoking. They're just crushing Molson X's, and the stuff they're saying is nuts, and it's wild in some of these barns.
You got to come to a senior hockey game this year in Saskatchewan this winter.
Yeah.
You're going to get all that again in 2025. You're going to get the smoking, the drinking, the vulgarness.
Did you ever play senior? Did you ever?
No.
Never, huh?
Never had that luxury. I was lucky. I went from playing to coaching all in the same time. So there was no downtime for me.
A lot of people are going to remember you coaching that listening out there. And we talked about Ryan Getzlaf earlier. You know, what a story he was from here in Regina, is working for Hockey Canada now. When you go back and your players, starting with Getzlaf, were there some guys that you thought, hey, that guy's going to be a good coach, that guy's going to be a good general manager, because you coach so many guys, but you probably just get the guys that have the high hockey IQ that could probably transfer into that post-career? There's
a lot of guys that you could sit there and you could talk X's and O's with all day long. And I keep telling, and I've told many people, not just because I'm on the show, that Ryan was the best captain I'd had. And the reason was he was the most approachable. He came into my office every day. And I give you an example of how he could read the play is that after a first period, if we were doing bad, like he'd say, Bruce, stay out of the room. I'll take care of this. And he'd go in there and he would talk to the guys. But then there was times he says, Bruce, I'm horrible tonight. I can't be the one talking. You're going to have to come in. Now, this didn't happen all the time, but I just thought that had never happened to me on any of the other teams that I'd been on. But he could see the play and read the room as good as anybody. So
now some meathead coaches, Bruce, are saying, "No, this is my team. You're the player. You do your thing." How along the way did you kind of evolve as a coach to be like, I'm going to listen to my guy. I'm going to listen to my captain. And what was it about Getzlaf that you're like, I have the trust in him to go do something like that?
Well, I think the big thing was that when I was growing up, it was like the coaches would always just do what I say, right?
Yeah.
And I thought I was a pretty smart hockey guy and knew the game. But no, they didn't want to listen to anybody. And then they would bag skate you if you lost, and which made no sense to me. There was no real purpose other than punishment. And I always thought that, if I was a smart player, there's an awful lot of other guys are smart guys there. And I don't have all the ideas, so I'm going to listen to them. If I like the idea, great. They've got the feel of the room and the players better than I do. And I had the feel of the room better than management did. But, if they would come up and talk to you and it made sense, we would do that. And Ryan was the best at it.
Your first NHL coach was Washington?
Yeah.
And then you got Ovechkin, a young Alexander Ovechkin. What was that first year like with him, the superstar from Russia, coming over? I'm sure there were some interesting coaching days with him.
Oh, yeah. He liked to have fun. You had to keep your hand on the throttle pretty good there. I'll tell one story. I'll end up telling it again tomorrow night, I think. But, the one time, we had a young team, Mike Green, Alex Hammond. All these guys were really good stars, but Nick Backstrom, they all like to go out. So George McPhee told me, he says, you're going to have to start calling curfew. And I says, George, I can't call curfew. And I've never called curfew in my life. And he says, nope, you're going to have to start calling curfew on these guys. So I said, okay. So the one night, we're in New York, and Alex has the worst place in the world. And I'm sitting there, and I know 11 o'clock, I got to call, I'm calling curfew. And so at about 5 to 11, I can't get a hold of Alex, okay? And I didn't call everybody, but I knew he would be a guy that might be out. And if they're not in, then you've got to do something about it, right? Like, I mean, you've got a decision to make. If Alex Ovechkin isn't in for curfew, then you have to give him some sort of punishment. I don't know what it would be right now, but anyway, so it's 5 to 11. I can't get a hold of him. 4 minutes to 11. I can't get a hold of him. I phone our team services guy and I said, Ian, you've got to get a hold of Alex and tell him to call me right away. It's very, very important. And he says, okay. So I get a call back at 1 minute to 11, and it's Alex. And all I hear is electric music going on in the background.
Just thumping away.
Thumping, and like it was so loud in there. And he said, hey, coach. And I go, Alex, are you in? He goes, yeah, I'm in. Okay, bye. I hung up right away.
He made curfew.
He made curfew. I didn't have to ask any questions, but I mean, but he liked to have fun, but I mean, he backed it up.
Right.
He could go out at that age, and as we all know, when you get older, you can't seem to do it quite as good. And he could still play. I mean, back then we said you play guilty, and he played guilty, a few times. And when he did, he was really good.
I love asking that question on our podcast. But I'm looking at that roster. Because we had Ovechkin from Russia. You had Semin, like you said. Who was I totally forgot Sergei Fedorov.
Yeah.
Later in his career.
Well, he was 39. He was 39, and he was sort of the guy that came in and sort of like he was the Gordie Howe of Russian players. So we had, I think, Viktor Kozlov and we had 5 Russians. So I mean, he was the one that settled everybody down. And thank God, like he was past his partying stage where he'd want to stay out late at night. So it was
allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. But when you get older, you hide it better too, right? Like,
sure.
I mean, you know the tricks. Yeah, you know how to pick your spots. But I mean, I thought he was a godsend. He was talking to somebody a couple days ago. He was not very good in Anaheim that year, and he wasn't good in Columbus. So when we got him, I didn't know what we were getting, but he was fabulous for us.
What's a story you can tell us about when you were coaching? You played a guy and he was playing guilty, but you knew it. You're like, no, I'm playing him. I know you were out last night. Maybe it was the last call. Hey, someone went down. You got to come in, but you knew the guy was out.
Well, I know it more on me, like when I played and playing guilty. And I remember one night, Doug Carpenter was the coach, and we were playing in Oklahoma City, and we never got a chance to stay over. So we played the Wednesday and Friday. So Thursday, all the boys are out having a good time. And Friday, he knew I was out, because a trick you learn as a coach is when you know guys are out or you hear there's a potential, you skate beside them and talk to them, and you can smell them, because the booze just comes right out of you, right? So the morning skate, he could tell I had been out. So he didn't, like, we're losing, and in the third period, he's there after the first shift. He comes in, you want to stay out all night? You stay on the ice all night. And he wouldn't let me come off the ice for the whole third period. So, I mean, but I found it as a trick. Like, I mean, when I became a coach, you're skating around with the players before practice. Sometimes you just want to go up to them and see, I'd go to assistant Bob Woods, who, is from Saskatchewan. I'd go up to him and I said, I can tell he's been out all night, so work him hard. Yeah.
Bruce, when, you're a baseball fan. You watch a lot of Jays, you watch a lot of Yankees. As a coach, and we were talking about this in the airport, I think what's about to happen with the Jays is fascinating, because they have all these young kids who are playing really well.
Yeah.
A lot of production. And Anthony Santander is going to come back, the guy they gave $100 million, $95 million to this offseason. He's been hurt for so long. But the quote-unquote getting paid a lot of money, you got to play him.
No. You got to play him next year.
Right.
But you don't have to play him this year. Like, I think the Caps did the same thing with Nicky Backstrom. That's why Nick's playing in Sweden right now. He didn't want to end his career like that, because I think he would have given it and I haven't talked to him enough, but I think he would have given it a shot, but that would have thrown the salary cap way out of whack for Washington. They would have had to move some players that were playing great, and they were playing great. They didn't want anybody to buck the horse type thing. But with Santander too, we were talking, he wasn't doing well when he was playing.
Right.
He was having a bad year. To me, I would sit there and say, get better. We don't want to rush you. You just take it easy, and next year you come back with a vengeance, and we got a spot for you. Because, like, who do they take out now? Santander comes back, and Barger doesn't play?
Right.
I think Barger's fabulous.
So take us behind the curtain, though. If the owner, management saying, we're paying him a lot of money, or the owner says, we're paying him a lot of money, Bruce, how do those conversations go when you say, but we're winning?
That's how you do it. You say, but we're winning. Like, if you're losing and you're not playing them because for whatever reason, then it becomes a problematic thing. But, I mean, it's pretty hard to come down on the coach when they're having so much success right now. I just think it would be really difficult. It was bad enough they had to send that pitcher down when they got Bieber, and he was like 9-4, and they brought him back up. But, I mean, you don't want to upset the apple cart when coaches are the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they want to put on the same clothes every day. Superstitious. And are the most superstitious people in the world. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, I mean, play the same guys. Yeah.
Did you have one?
Well, when we won the Calder Cup in Hershey the one year, I wore the same tie all the time. So after the last game, the GM took it and framed it, and I got it in a frame.
Oh, that's great.
It's got more ketchup and crap on it all over the place, but I kept putting it on because we're winning.
We got a text here on the Prairie Land Rentals text line from Dom in Moose Jaw. He says, my daughter played volleyball with Boyd Kane's daughter. He said Bruce Boudreau was his favorite coach of all time. Doesn't surprise me. Great gentleman. Great to listen to. Another Saskey guy. You coached a lot of Saskey guys. Boyd's one of those quiet, very respectable man.
He was our captain, and you know what? He ended up playing a lot of games, in the NHL. But, I mean, just up and down the wing, very quiet, would fight when he had to, but he was big, strong in front of the net. I loved him. And matter of fact, I don't know how it's going to work out, but his name came up the other day on potential guys for the Hershey Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
And now, because I'm on the board type thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's just funny that coincidental that his name came up. Is he going to be a guy that's voted in?
We are going to hear so many stories tomorrow night at the Royal Regina, the Royal Dinner between you two. I can't wait. The slap shot stories, that's going to be good. One more I wanted to ask, I was looking through the hockey DB here. Olaf Kolzig, these goalies. Goalies are always different ducks, but sometimes you find a goalie that's normal. When you go back to your goaltenders that you coached, who was the goalie that was maybe the most normal as a goaltender?
I don't know if I ever had a normal goalie. I mean, no, they're all either loony or they've got quirks about them that you're going, whoa, you just leave them alone. And that's one of the reasons. I don't know. I don't want to not answer your question, but I can't think of anybody right now. But I always left everything up to my goalie coach to talk to the goalies and then come back and talk to me, because they would be their guy, and
they speak their own language.
Yeah. Like if off the top of my head, Thatcher Demko was really just a normal person.
Okay.
And a work ethic that as good as anybody's. But I mean,
you had Ilya Brizgalov for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, for about a week. You know what he did? And it's funny because I was writing things on the board, okay, and I left the room like before the game, and he wrote something else trying to make a joke out of it after. And I took it pretty seriously. And I went right up to him in front of everybody. And I just said, hey, this is my domain, basically. You don't start, when I'm thinking about this all day, putting it on and coming in here thinking that we're playing here for a joke. But he lasted about a week.
He was a jokester, though.
Yeah, he was a jokester. And it was him or another guy that from Czech. And they would, when they signed in L.A., they would leave all their equipment at home. They would take it all home with them. But then they would come home and say, hey, I have no equipment. So you'd have to go out the first day and buy them new skates, new pads, and everything else.
What a hustle.
It was incredible. I remember when I think it was Brizgalov was the guy, or there was another goalie, Roman Czechmonic was the guy, and he had no equipment.
Oh, what a little side hustle. Arash and Bruce are at the Royal dinner tomorrow night at the Royal Regina telling stories. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not sure if there's still any tables or spots available. You can call the Royal Regina. Bruce, thanks so much for Have you ever had Western pizza? You've never been to Regina?
No, never been.
You're in for a treat.
Yes,
on the Western
I'm looking
Pizza
forward to
front.
I haven't been either. He's been talking about this for 2 years
Western
now.
Pizza.
We're going tonight. It's Regina style pizza. It's gonna.
You're gonna have to explain it to me.
We will. And it's gonna be about a half hour's time. It's gonna be awesome. Bruce Boudreau, Arash Madani. We'll take a break. It is the Sports Cage, streaming at sportscage.com.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Sunday is game day as the Riders take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Dunk and Tegan Whitco's at 2. The pregame show's at 4, and kickoff with Luke Mullender and I is at 5. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by Prairie Ford Dealers, Claws of America, and Sask Energy. Stream every moment of Rider football at sportscage.com.
Hospitals of Regina Foundation Home Lottery is back. What if this is your year to win our most valuable grand prize ever, a $1.7 million show home, complete with $50,000. Get in early and you can choose between Turks and Caicos or an African safari with the Sander Safari VIP prize, the Canuck Adventure bonus prize featuring a Toyota Land Cruiser, plus feel the thrill with the Audi and Australia Early Bird prize. HRFHomeLottery.com.
Nelson Homes is having a summer blowout sale on quick possession homes that you don't want to miss out on. Get free delivery anywhere in Saskatchewan on select in-stock show homes and spec home RTMs. For more information, visit their website, homes.nlc.ca. Or for general information, call 1-800-661-6534. That's the Nelson Homes Summer Blowout Sale. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
When the rut kicks in, there's no room for second chances. Get locked, get loaded. That's where Cash Tactical comes in. Brands like Browning and Winchester firearms, award-winning Vortex optics, and a full selection of ammunition. Start with gear that's as tough as you are. Cash Tactical, Regina's hunting, fishing, and camping headquarters. 2176 7th Ave in the Warehouse District.
Employee pricing has been extended on all new 2025 GMC and Chevy half-tons, 3/4 tons, and 1 tons at Watrous Mainline GM. No markups, no gimmicks, just hot summer savings. Over $10,000 off on new 2025 3/4 tons on ground. In need of a sporty SUV? Check out Watrous Mainline GM, your country's largest Buick Envision dealership. They've got the color and options you want. Watrous Mainline GM, your GM superstore since 1962, where we make deals happen.
Regina, get ready for some thunder. The Regina Thunder are charging into an electrifying 2025 season, and you can be on the roster, the fan roster. Come support our hometown heroes as they deliver bone-rattling hits, jaw-dropping plays, and the best local talent on the field. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the winning tradition. Feel the energy and live the excitement. Season tickets are on sale now at reginathunder.ca. Bring the thunder.
When the temperature drops, it's time to bring out the rich, creamy flavors of fall with Sask Milk. Try a homemade apple cinnamon oatmeal made creamy with 100% Canadian milk, or bake a golden cheddar and herb scone bursting with Canadian-made cheese and butter. And for a sweet finish, how about a warm caramel custard made silky smooth with fresh cream? Explore delicious recipes at saskmilk.ca. Sask Milk, always look for the little blue cow.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Riders back on the practice field today. It doesn't sound like Marcus Sayles and Nelson Lacombe are going to play this week. And Trevor Harris, we can expect him in the lineup. He says he did not suffer a concussion in Calgary. It was just cramps.
I know he thought it was a big hit. It really wasn't that great of a hit. It wasn't even in the top 50 I've taken, and didn't hit my head, and I felt good. It was more like I was cramping from like the early third quarter on, and unfortunately when I went down the ground, both of them had cramp when I stood up. I was kind of waddled off the field.
We'll have more tomorrow on our Riders. Top of the second right now, Minnesota Twins lead the Toronto Blue Jays 1-0. The Jays going in 4 games up on Boston in the AL East. Sports Ticker in Hour 3 for Steelcraft Doors in Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canada, and they just moved into their new 40,000 square foot facility. If you need a garage door, they have it. Time for a break. When we come back, if you missed the Zach Collaros interview from Hour 1 with Arash and myself, we're going to rerun that. It is the Sports Cage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
2 more big sales next week at 2S Auctioneers in Indian Head. Tuesday's going to bring us a great selection of antique and collectible items, odd and unusual items. Then on Wednesday is going to be a big tool sale with over 400 lots in it of great hand tools, shop tools, generators, and more. We've added another equipment sale for the fall, which is going to close on Tuesday, October the 7th. Items coming in already, and we will be able to take some consignments of larger items for that sale. Easy to register, and make sure you bid. 2S Auctioneers.ca in Indian Head.
Rider Nation, it's the 60th Labor Day Classic, the Diamond Legacy. Your Saskatchewan Roughriders face the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the biggest rivalry of the year, and tickets are already sold out. Make them bleed green. Fill the province with Rider pride from tailgates to living rooms. This is our game. If you didn't get your tickets, catch every play on 620 CKRM or stream it from the CKRM or Rider app. Riders versus Blue Bombers, Sunday, August 31st. Kickoff at 5 p.m. It's Rider Nation.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Hey, let's hit up Pump Jack's Cathedral.
Pump? You talking about my basketball shoes?
No, Pump Jack's Cathedral.
Who?
Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. They're open now. They've got a large selection of local draft and food and drink specials. Kids are allowed until 8. There's live entertainment every weekend.
Let's go. I'm pumped.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
So, since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it.
I don't even know.
That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
Have you ever tried convincing a 1,000-pound animal to walk half a mile for a drink? Yeah, good luck with that. Cows aren't moving, and frankly, they don't care about your schedule. So instead of turning your pasture into a full-blown cattle negotiation summit, install a Keln Solar Livestock Watering System. You can drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows chill. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Can I
help you?
Name's Terry Touchdown, sent by Western Pizza. I'm here to deliver the Saskatchewan Roughriders sweet deal. A large 3-topping pizza, 4 sticks of Greek souvlaki, a large Caesar salad, and a liter of soda. All for just $48.95 plus tax. And you're entered to win luxury suite tickets to watch the Riders, like a VIP.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. From skid steers to tents to power tools, anything you need to rent for that summer job is at Prairie Land Rentals. Deal with the owner, 600 Albert Street. Sportscage continues. You can watch our live stream at sportscage.com, on our YouTube channel, and always on the radio. Saskatchewan's voice for local sports, 620 CKRM.
We're going out on the Western Pizza guest hotline.